Ms. Sharp, it is your claim that Ms. Lopez actually scammed you out of money. She claimed to be an attorney. You turned over a trust to her that you wanted redone. You found out she was not an attorney, and you want your money back. In addition, she has papers that you claim belong to you, and those papers are the previous trust that you had that you wanted her to modify. First, do you have those papers?
No, ma'am.
Where are they?
They are in her possession. She refused to sign a certified letter, and I have the certified letter stating.
Well, if she didn't sign for it, then they wouldn't have given it to her. If she refused to sign it, then you have to find out where they are.
I did contact the mail carrier, and they said that she kept possession of the letter, and it was a binder, and she just refused to sign the
document.
The document. She wrote refused.
Okay. How did you find her?
Yes, I met Ms. Lopez through a closed Facebook group that is set up for residents of Chino and Chino Hills.
You met her online on
Okay,
Facebook.
I met her online
on Facebook.
in a Facebook group.
But you met her online on Facebook.
But anyway,
did she tell you what she did for a living?
I asked her what she did. She told me she did labor and HR matters, and then she also said, "Well, I also do wills and trusts."
And you said?
I said, "Oh, I'm actually looking to redo my living trust." And I asked her, was she an attorney or a paralegal? She told me she was an attorney. And I asked her how much it was going to be, but she said that she needed to...
And this was all done
in a message.
In a message?
Yeah, on Facebook.
I'd like to see that.
Yes.
I specifically want to see the part where she says, "I'm an attorney."
Okay.
Well, you clearly stated to her in this exchange that you were an attorney. You want to show me something
Yes, please.
that's different from this?
Absolutely.
I'd like to see it. Just show her this, please. Now, you clearly told her you were an attorney. This ad also says attorney at law, Lucy Lopez. That's you. It's the same person. Are you, in fact, a licensed attorney?
I am not a licensed attorney, and that email that I provided shows a thread that the founder of that Facebook group created, that advertising.
I don't care. You were having a conversation with her as a prospective client. She asked you, are you an attorney or a paralegal? And your response to her was, I am an attorney.
Ma'am, I also stated that Fred was the attorney, and I gave her the contact information right below.
Oh, she said, I need a civil attorney. You told her you were an attorney. That is not true. I thought maybe you just made a mistake, but you're a hustler.
I am not.
Oh, yes, you are, because you just said to me, I referred her to an attorney. And what she said in the line immediately preceding that is, I have a civil case and I need a civil attorney, because she asked you what you did and you told her, can you refer me to one? And I will certainly keep you in mind for my wills and trusts. And for the civil attorney, she referred you to a Fred.
There was a conversation prior to that.
Show me.
It was a phone
Whatever
conversation.
money you took from her, you took under fraudulent pretenses that you're an attorney. You owe her. How much money did you send her?
$200 as a deposit. However, what I'm suing for...
I don't care what you're suing for. I want to know how much you sent her.
$200.
Judgment for the plaintiff. We're done. Thank you. You claim you overpaid him in rent, which he raised your rent from an initial $300. He raised it to $600. According to you, that was in violation of the law. And in addition, you say he put some of your things outside and they were damaged. That's your case. Mr. Augustus says that he owns a private home, and it was ultimately determined that he could charge whatever rent he wants to someone who's renting a room in his private home.
That's correct.
And that you lived there without paying rent from May until October. And in addition, you made some false allegations to the housing authority against him, and that was back in the beginning of the summer. And despite the fact that you reported him to the housing authority for maintaining unsavory living conditions, you elected to stay there until October without paying rent, so he has a counterclaim. All right, let's take care of the easy things first. You moved in on what date, Miss Kelly?
August 2014.
And you moved out on what date?
October 3rd, 2016.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a waitress. I do bottle serving in clubs or events, things like that.
Okay. So you lived there for 2 years?
Yeah.
And I assume you had options as far as living places?
No. I'm from New York, so I came out here and...
Well, of course you have options. If things are unsafe, unsanitary,
No,
or too
if I
expensive,
don't
you
have
move.
family.
You move. That's what you do. People who don't like where they're living, they move. Now, when you moved in, your rent was $300.
Yes.
When did he raise it to $600?
He raised it to $500 first.
When?
January 2015. And then he raised-
$500 first, and you
Yes.
agreed to pay him the $500.
Yes, because I had nowhere else to go.
And then when did he raise it again?
January 2016.
He raised it another $100.
Yes.
Did you have your own room in his house?
Yes.
Any other boarders in his house?
No.
Did he also live there?
Yes.
How long have you been renting a room, Mr. Augustus, in your house?
Well, I had two sisters living with me. They moved in around June of 2014. And
Had you ever rented a room to anyone?
No, not prior to the two sisters. I always stayed in my house by myself.
Myself. Okay. Now, you're going to show me an official document, and Mr. Augustus is going to show me an official document. And your official document is going to say he overcharged you rent because of something. And your official document is going to tell me that you're not subject to any rule. Do you have that document?
I'm sorry, Judge Judy, I can't hear you.
Okay. Who are you?
Stacy, I'm his daughter.
Could you stand up?
Thank
Please
you.
tell me your name.
Stacy McKellar.
Ms. McKellar, do you have a document from the city indicating that he is not subject to any rent control?
Yes, ma'am.
You do, and you have one as well. Okay, now I'd like to see it. So that will take care of one issue. Okay, your letter is dated August 4th of 2016.
He got his.
Just a second, I'm reading it. Okay, so this is from the Los Angeles Housing Authority, and it says, Mr. Augustus, we have reviewed a complaint, and it was for an illegal eviction and illegal rent increase. And it says, under the Rent Stabilization Office, rent may be increased a certain amount. You increased her rent too much, and therefore you have to repay her that rent. Then in September, which is a month later, this is also from the Los Angeles Housing Authority, a review of the applicability of the Los Angeles Rent Stabilization Ordinance to this property has been completed. Our review of the available property records indicate that the house located on this lot is not subject to rent stabilization ordinances because it is a single-family dwelling. Single-family dwellings are also exempt from systemic code enforcement program, and their records will be updated to reflect the exemption for this property. Okay, so did you see this letter?
Yeah, but
Just
they
a second.
lied. Yes.
All I'm asking is you saw this letter?
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, so that takes care of your overpayment.
How does that take over overpayment if he already signed before, even after he got that letter, he already signed that he was going to give me money
Just a
for the
second.
overpayment. And they
What-
lied because there's another building in the back, someone pays rent, and his daughter only
I'm
popped up a
going
year
to
later.
explain it to you.
No, I'm just.
I'm going to explain it to you. The explanation is somebody in August didn't do their homework and examine his property and pay attention and didn't do their homework and looked and said, well, he can't raise rent from $300 to $600 because that's too much of an increase. So they sent you this letter. Based upon this letter, he agreed to pay you the overpayment that they said that he, stop shaking, that he said that they had to pay you. He evidently appealed it or asked them to look into the records, and when they did, they said, whoops, sorry, somebody sent this in August, and they shouldn't have. You live in a private house, and if you want to rent a room, and if somebody wants to pay you $10,000 a month for the private room in a single-family dwelling that's not subject to rent stabilization, you can charge whatever you want. That's what the later letter indicates.
Can I say something?
You can say whatever you want. I've just explained it to you.
I know, but can I speak up on something?
You can tell me whatever you want.
Well, I'm going to let you know why later that popped up, because after we already settled where he had to pay money, he still didn't want to pay me money because he knew he was wrong. I have a letter from the health department stating how the house was not safety at all. There was 24 violations from housing, period, where he shouldn't have been living there in that type of living condition.
Move! Move.
I did
That's-
move.
Move.
I did move.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to leave anywhere, and I had nowhere place to go, and someone just throws my stuff out. His daughter wasn't even there for 2 years
Miss
in a
Kelly,
picture.
Miss
She
Kelly,
popped up and lied. There
Miss
is another
Kelly,
dwelling
Miss
in
Kelly,
their back house.
listen to me. I'm just reading.
I understand what you're reading,
am-
but what I'm telling you, that is not facts. That is not the truth.
No, this is fact.
When they're lying to housing and they're telling that, they didn't come back to the house and see that it was only a single family
They
house.
don't. Listen.
Blueprint.
Shh, 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 shh. Listen to me. You're not getting any money. Now, this is a free country. You work, you make a living.
And he
If
threw
you're
my things out.
listen, careful. You work, you make a living. If the living conditions that Mr. Augustus chooses to live in his own private house are unacceptable for anybody, you shouldn't live there. It's his house. If he wants to live like a pig in his house, he could live like a pig in his house. I don't know if his house is a pigsty, but if he wants to live there, it's a free America. That's his choice. You, on the other hand, don't own that house, and you have a choice to move elsewhere. You're supposed to be paying $600 a month rent. So what you did, according to Mr. Augustus, is you stopped paying rent in May.
No.
But you still, just a second, well, we'll get to that.
Okay.
But you still lived there in May, June, July, August, and September for 5 months, despite the fact that it was so terrible, you still lived there. So my next question to you is, if the conditions were so terrible, and you lived there, because it's clear from both of your papers, May, June, July, August, September, and you moved out in October, did you pay rent for those months?
No.
Well, that comes under my story if you go into a restaurant and order a steak. You're a waitress. Pay attention. You go into a restaurant and order a steak. From you, you're the waitress. And you serve the steak, and the person that ordered the steak finishes the steak, and then you give them a bill. And they said, "We're not paying for the steak, we didn't like it." And they walk out. Does your boss take that out of your wages that you let somebody eat for free?
That's but not in this case. I couldn't compare that to this case.
Just a second. If you eat the steak, you have to pay for it. So you lived in the house May, June, July, August, and September. You lived in this house that you say was terrible. You
Well, can I
called the
tell you why I
health
stayed
department.
then? Can I tell you why I stayed that long? Because in May, I received a 3-day notice where he told me he was just going to kick me out and I had to just leave and pay that money, and he threw my things out. He threw my things out then where I had to call the cops on him. He never served me an eviction notice.
You're not answering my question.
But I'm saying why I stayed that long. Because he was trying to still get money from me without any eviction notice, without any of the stuff, before I even
I'm
had
not talking
notice
about
of all
him.
that stuff.
Miss Kelly.
Before I had notice
Miss
of housing,
Kelly,
of
Miss
that
Kelly,
being a single
Miss
family,
Kelly,
of anything.
Miss Kelly,
But
I'm
what
not
I'm
talking about him.
I'm talking about why I
no,
stayed.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
I stayed because I had legal rights to still stay there, even though he tried to just
Your
give me
case
a
is
notice.
dismissed. The whole thing is dismissed because you don't pay attention. I'm really trying
I'm
to
trying
explain
to
you.
explain.
No, you're not answering my question. If you live in a disgusting place that you
And I had
report-
nowhere to go, so I stayed.
You mean this is the only
That's
house
the
in Los,
only place I
house in
had
Los
to
Angeles?
stay. That's the only place where I had
The
to
case
stay
is
where
dismissed.
I could pay money.
Now, your rent was $600 a month, and you lived there for 5 months. That's $3,000 that you didn't pay him. That's $3,000. You ate the steak.
And I overpaid him money.
No, you didn't overpay it, not according to
Okay.
the County of Los Angeles.
Okay.
You owe him $3,000. Judgment on the counterclaim. We're done. Mr. and Mrs. Walker, about a year and a half ago, the defendant had a daycare. At that time, your children, the oldest was 9, and then you had a 5-year-old and an infant who was 4, and you were working. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. 4 months.
And you brought all 3 children over to the daycare, and this was July 2nd of 2015.
Correct.
This was not the first time you had taken the children to her daycare, is that correct?
That's correct.
How long had they been going to the daycare?
Almost 2 years, my older children were. And since my youngest was about 7 weeks old, I had started taking him to them.
Now, I'm going to start now with you. Miss Shearer,
Yes,
do you have your own children?
I do.
How old?
I have a 12-year-old, a 9-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 4-year-old.
So at the time, Miss Walker, I think, dropped off the children.
Yes.
Your children were at home.
Yes.
So she had 3, you had 4.
3 of my children were at home.
Between your children and her children, there were 6 children.
Correct.
How many other children were you caring for in July of 2015?
That day, I was carrying between 4 and 6 more children.
Between 10 and 12 children.
Correct.
And who was there with you?
My husband.
Period.
Yes.
How much do you get per child for baby?
$20 a day is what I normally charge.
And you were charging her $20 a day or $60?
I don't believe
How
so.
much was she charging you?
It was $350 for every 2 weeks.
And did you know that she had between 4 and 6 other children aside from her own?
I did not know an exact number, but I knew there was other children there.
Did you know how many people she had taking care of all these children?
No. Well,
Between 10
who
and
was
12
working at the
children?
daycare? I knew that both of them were working at the daycare.
What state do you live in?
Idaho?
You need a license to have a daycare in your house?
Yes, ma'am.
You still have your license?
Yes, ma'am.
How many children do you care for now?
Between 10 and 12.
With him?
By myself.
Where is he?
He has a job.
Now, your 4-month-old child had a broken leg,
Yes.
and you dropped him off at the daycare. He was fine.
That morning, he was perfectly fine.
Subsequently, you got a call from the defendant who said that she couldn't stop him from crying. Is that right?
Correct.
Your lawsuit wants her to pay for your medical bills because she thought that they would be covered by some Crime Victims Compensation Act. But they weren't because they found that nobody probably purposely broke a child's leg.
They only found that there wasn't enough
Don't
evidence.
tell me what they found. They weren't covered. Now, this is your story that I'm getting from your papers,
Yes.
right? You were in the kitchen cooking.
Correct. It was lunchtime.
In the kitchen, you have a swing set up.
No, in the living room. It's a
Just a
straight room.
So it's one large room.
Yes.
So the swing is in the living room.
Correct.
And the baby was okay when she dropped the baby off.
Yes, ma'am.
Then I'm reading your answer, and you say that the 9-year-old was holding the baby
Correct.
and playing rough with the baby.
Correct.
Let me see what you wrote here. So her 9-year-old, who you're supposed to be watching, was, let me just get the words right here, Bird. The baby was crying, so his older brother got him out of the swing and he stopped crying.
Correct.
The baby started crying again, and when I turned around, do you remember what you saw?
Yes.
Tell me what you saw.
The brother had the baby on his back on the floor. He had his legs up in the air. He was holding his legs or ankles, and he was twisting him back and forth throughout the living room.
Okay, so what did you do?
I asked him to please stop.
You asked him, according to you, I told him to pick up the baby and play nicely.
Correct.
You're an idiot. How could any state allow you to take care of children? You see a 9-year-old playing roughly with a 4-month-old infant who you have already told to take out of a swing because the baby was crying. That's your job. You leave the sink, or you leave the television, or you leave whatever you're doing, and you go inside and you attend to the baby. Not you. You tell the 9-year-old, play nicely. According to her, I just want you saw the baby being taken by the legs and ankles and swung. This was the motion that you made, and swung around the room. And you say to a 9-year-old, play nicely. I'm going to read on. When the baby continued to cry, and you turn away. Because it says, when the baby continued to cry, I looked to see what was going on. So now you tell him, play nicely. After you saw him swinging around the baby, play nicely, you went back to doing what you're doing. Your nails, the TV, something. Because God knows where he was.
We were making
And the older brother was still not being gentle enough. Again, do you run in? Does genius over here run in, take this 4-month-old defenseless infant away from a 9-year-old little boy? No, not the two of you. I told the older brother he wasn't playing with him correctly and to put him back in the swing. The baby never stopped crying after that. If the state of Idaho doesn't take away your license to take care of other people's children, I have no idea who's running that shop. No idea. Outrageous. So I assume from this answer that, according to you, it's the 9-year-old's fault.
I don't know that it happened in my care.
Well, in all the time that you were taking care of the baby, prior to that, did you ever call the mother and say to her, come and pick up the baby won't stop crying?
No.
In all the time that you took care of the baby? No. And this time you called her and said, come and pick up the baby won't stop crying. And within 24 hours, the baby was in surgery for a broken leg. You think that that's coincidental?
Maybe the baby was having a bad day. She had suggested that he was constipated when I called her.
If I were running the social service department in Idaho, tomorrow your license should be yanked. Tomorrow.
They did an investigation and they
Tomorrow! Then the person who did an investigation had an IQ in the double digits. In a minute. Because how you can justify, all you have to read is your answer, which I believe. You and the genius were inside cooking. You have 10 to 12 children, including a 4-month-old infant, and your babies. And you have to be cooking together so that nobody is really watching the 4-month-old baby. Nobody. We're done. I'm so upset. Anyway, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That will cover $4,000 of your medical bills plus some. You have a counterclaim for legal fees because you had to hire a lawyer because of charges that... Good! Counterclaims dismissed. We're done. How many children do you have, Miss Bussey?
2.
How old are they? 12?
12, and I have a 9-month-old.
And who's the father of the 9-month-old?
It's a friend of...
Is that this gentleman?
No.
Who is this gentleman?
This is my boyfriend.
So your boyfriend is not the father of the 9-month-old?
No, he is not.
Did the boy always live with his mother?
Yes, he did, up till recently, yes.
Up until when?
Up until November is when she moved out of her house.
You were living with your son in whose house?
It was my friend that is the father of my 9-month-old and his now ex-wife.
So you were living with a couple who were friends?
Yes, I was friends with him.
And then you moved in with he and his wife?
Yes.
And how long did you live there?
I lived there, it was about a year and a half.
And I assume you left there because you were pregnant?
No, I left there because I started getting threatening emails that were threatening my life.
From his wife?
We don't know who they were from. They were anonymous emails.
But you would assume they were from his wife?
Yeah, I'd assume, but there's been no proof.
So you moved out. Where did you go?
I moved in with my boyfriend.
He was not her boyfriend at the time.
If you're going to shout, you're going to leave. Do you understand? So you moved out of the house.
Yes.
And you moved in with the boyfriend.
Yes.
And his wife.
Now you can put her out.
I'm sorry. Okay.
You moved in with your boyfriend.
Correct.
How far away did he live from where you had been living?
Quite a ways. I moved from, it was Council Bluffs, Iowa to like West Omaha.
Your son is 12 years old.
Yes.
What did you do about his school?
We still transported him to his school.
Is what you're telling me you moved with your son to your boyfriend's house?
Yes.
And you took your son with you and transported him to and from school?
Yes, that is correct.
Is that correct?
To the point, I have no idea. I mean, it was a 10-day time, and I wanted him to come live with me at the time, and that seemed to be a last option. But I told her...
Just a second. You're getting ahead of yourself because that's not what you wrote in your complaint. In your complaint, what you said was she left the boy alone. At least it was my impression that she left him at the house of this couple with whom she had been living.
No, I'm sorry. She sent him to live with some other friends of hers that...
Who?
I can't seem to remember the names. Chelsea, one of her friends.
Is that when she moved out of the house?
Besides the little time that Austin did stay with her, yes. She was moving him around from my sister-in-law's to me sometimes to her friend Chelsea. Now,
Why?
Because I was getting these threatening emails that were threatening my life, and I was trying to protect my son from being around that.
Okay, well, that's a very good idea. Then he should go and live with his father.
Your Honor?
Shh.
I'm sorry.
Just a second. Now, this case is all about an overpayment of child support. He came to live with his father on what date?
It was November the 18th.
And is he still there?
Yes, he is still there.
And did you receive any child support from Mr. McGlynn after November 18th?
Yes, I did.
How much?
I received it weekly from that following week until now.
Did you finally stop the order?
I did. It took some time, though.
How many weeks did you pay when your son was with you?
At least 10.
December, January, that's 8. 2 weeks in November, that's 10. Okay, that's at least 10 weeks.
Yes.
Why do you think you're entitled to that money? You were never married, right?
No, we were not.
Okay, so this is just child support that he pays.
That is correct.
Well, why do you think you're entitled to this money?
The whole reason he went with his father was I was getting these threatening.
I heard about the threatening
Emails.
emails. Well, then that's a very good idea, because if you were living with a couple that were friends of yours and you got pregnant by the husband and had to move out, I would say that you should do everything possible to protect your 12-year-old. And then moving out and evidently had a boyfriend at the same time, now you're with the boyfriend, doesn't sound very stable to me. We're only talking about why you think you're entitled to $75 a week child support when the child was living with his father.
Well, he had time to get it shut off, and it wasn't until just recently that he went ahead and did that.
The government works very, very slowly. Look at Congress. And the lower you get, the slower they work. So if you say, boys with me, could you stop the payments? Sure. Eventually they get stuck, because it comes right out of your check, I assume.
Comes right out of my check every week.
$750, judgment for the plaintiff. Miss Russell, did you and Mr. McNulty ever live together?
Yes, we did.
From when to when?
We lived together from September 1st to November 12th.
Of last year?
Yes, of 2016.
But that was after your daughter was born?
Yes, that's correct.
I'm talking about prior to her birth.
No.
And at the time that she was born, were you and the defendant still dating?
No.
When had you stopped dating?
In September of 2015.
Your complaint indicated, the first couple of lines, that Mr. McNulty did not know he had a child due to some, use the word mix-up, for the first 4 months of her life. Mm-hmm. Was that a mix-up because there was someone else who was originally named as the father?
There was. I was dating someone.
Okay. So there was someone else who was named as the father. And what prompted you to take another step towards finding that Mr. McNulty, who actually had a paternity test, was the father of the child?
He contacted me asking for it, paternity test.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
Honestly, it was crazy how I found out about it. I just found out through a picture online, and I saw that the child looked like me, and I just kind of had this crazy hunch that it might be mine, so I contacted her and got the paternity test done. And
just a minute. When you contacted her, where was she living?
it was Lafayette, Indiana, which is about an hour and a half from me, almost 2 hours.
With whom?
Her sister.
And in what month was that?
I can't tell you exactly. I want to say it was around September.
So you're talking about September of 2016?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, when you found out that this little girl was yours, according to what I read, you invited her to come to move into your house.
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
I invited her to be closer to my daughter, and I told her that she could live with me until she got on her feet, found her own place. I wanted to be closer to my daughter, and I just wanted to be friends with her, co-parent.
Do you have any other children?
I do not.
Do you have any other children?
No.
And I assume you didn't have your own place to live?
Not at the time, no.
When you moved into Mr. McNulty's house, you have a house?
Yes, ma'am.
How many bedrooms are in the house?
3.
Your daughter had 1 bedroom?
Correct.
Did you have the other?
Yes.
And Mr. McNulty the third?
Yes.
So you were living there as 2 parents of a child. You were not a couple. Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
Okay. Now, an incident occurred in September wherein you claim that Mr. McNulty damaged your car, took your cell phone, and threw your property out.
He threw some of my belongings out, not all of them, and it was in November.
Would you like to explain to me, Ms. Russell, why this man who actually tried, at least on the surface, tried to do everything in an appropriate fashion, contacted you to find out whether he had a child, bore the expense probably of a paternity test, found out that this was in fact his child, and you were, for all intents and purposes, homeless. You didn't have your own residence. He invited you to come to stay in his house, your own bedroom, because he wanted to, he uses the word co-parent, he wanted to be closer to his child. You want to tell me why he would do such dastardly things? You want to tell me what happened?
I did pay for the entire paternity test. I also was living comfortably at my sister's. I had my own room.
Well, then why would you go to his house?
Because I thought I was doing the right thing and letting my daughter's father be in her life.
She can be in his life many, many ways.
He wanted us to be closer, and he gave us this dream of being a happy family, and little did I know until I moved in that he was not the person I thought he was.
Okay, let's move on to November. Tell me what happened.
So he came home.
What date?
It was November 12th, I believe. He came home inebriated with a girl for the 3rd time. And we had an agreement that he would not bring home women while we were living there for the safety of our child and for respect.
When did you make this agreement?
After we decided we weren't going to have a intimate relationship.
Right. In what month was that?
That was September.
Okay, so shortly after you came in.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about the conversation.
conversation after he got home that night?
No, the conversation where he said that he would not bring women home to his home, even though you weren't his girlfriend, you weren't involved in a relationship. Tell me about that conversation.
Our conversation was out of respect for each other and for our daughter, unless we were serious about people and until I moved out with our daughter, that he would not bring girls home.
Is that correct?
No, ma'am, it's not.
Well, you hesitated for a moment. You want to tell me why?
Yes, because she wasn't actually a girl I was seeing. It was more of like a friend that I've known for a long time, and she took it as a girlfriend. And
Okay, now when you came home on November 12th, do you remember that day?
Yes, I do, because I don't remember if it was November 12th. I remember it was Veterans Day, because I was in the military with a couple of buddies of mine, and usually my buddies will take me out on Veterans Day.
Okay.
So that's
Did you
why.
come home drunk?
I wouldn't say drunk. I was a little. I was inebriated. I'll admit that. Yeah.
Do you remember what time you came home?
It was about 2:30
in the morning.
In the morning, yes.
And there was a woman with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's hear what happened.
That was the instance of one of 3 women throughout
Where?
the process of living together he'd brought home.
Okay, it's his house.
He came home with a woman, and I told her to leave, and she didn't know that there was a baby and another woman there. So she agreed to leave.
She didn't know there was a baby and another woman there?
Yes.
You mean you, the other woman?
Yes, me and my child. She had no idea we were there, and she gladfully left.
Okay.
He, in a rage, headbutted me twice, threw me against a wall. I got away from him by pushing all I could away from the wall. And running to get my cell phone to call the police, which I did. The operator told me to go into the...
Don't tell me what the operator told you.
I went into my daughter's bedroom. There are no locks on any of the doors in the house, not even the bathroom. So I tried holding her door shut until the police arrived. And I was instructed to get out of the house.
Tell me what you were instructed to do.
Okay.
Just tell me what you did, what he said to you, what you said to him.
So I was able to get out of the house with our daughter, and the police came. They took our statements, and they instructed him
Don't
not.
tell me what they said unless you have a police report.
I do have. I have
I'd like
2.
to take a look at it. Well, it appears that from the police reports, at least, after speaking to you, that you did not report to the police that he head-butted you twice. What the police officer noted after conversation with you, that you told the female to leave. She stated that Corey became angry, pushed her, and put his forehead against hers. That's what the officer
That was
said.
incorrect.
That's what the officer said. She had no complaint of pain and no visible marks of abuse. She further stated she really didn't want him going to jail, but separated from her for the night. He argued with the police, probably a little drunk, but
I was
totally
more
wrong.
upset
Not
about getting kicked out of my own
wrong
house.
that you were
Yeah.
being kicked out of your own house,
Yeah.
where plaintiff neither pays any of the bills,
Yes,
nor
ma'am.
is it her home. However, you did separate to the extent that you slept it off in the garage.
No, negative, ma'am.
Where did you sleep?
I went to my buddies down the street after the police officer told me to leave. He gave me the option to go to jail or leave, so I left.
Okay. Did you come back the next morning?
Yes, ma'am.
What time?
It was around 7:30.
Okay. And when he came back at 7:30, I want you to tell me what happened.
He never left. I saw him walk in through the garage, which he was sleeping in his sleeping bag in the garage.
Fine. So he was, but he didn't bother you. Whether he was sleeping at his friend's down the street or in a sleeping bag in the garage, he wasn't near you for the rest of the night.
He was instructed not to come into the house.
Listen to me carefully. Not to come into his own home. Let's move on. You have 3 complaints. Your complaint is that he took your phone.
Yes.
That he damaged your car, and that he has your stuff. I've read the police reports. So let me tell you what the police say you told them. The second police report indicates that you went to the police because he was still there. And when the police came back with you because you couldn't find your cell phone. And when you came back with a police officer who notes that Miss Russell advised that she wanted to gather a few things from the home and that she would be going to stay with a family friend. That was the next morning. Officer Vasquez went back to Miss Russell's residence and observed Corey had placed all of her belongings in bags outside of the residence. Miss Russell gathered what she could fit in her vehicle and advised she would need to come back later for the rest of the items. Miss Russell further advised that she noticed a dent in her 2007 Jeep Patriot and believed Corey may have done it, but wasn't for sure.
I was certain.
Just a second. That's what it says. Noticed a dent. She believed he might have done it, wasn't for sure. Miss Russell was able to leave the scene without incident. I want you to tell me, what proof do you have for the 3 things we're talking about? What proof do you have that he took your phone?
So when I went to sleep the morning of the incident, when he was supposed to leave the house, all 3 of the bedroom doors in the hallway were open. When I woke up, one was closed, and my phone that was sitting on my nightstand on my charger was gone.
Where's her phone?
I don't know, ma'am. The police escorted me out of the premises.
Next.
I do have proof that I did have to purchase a new phone.
I don't care.
Next.
The police escorted him out. The next thing that happened was 7 o'clock in the morning. You saw him walking in from the garage. Okay. Dent on the Jeep.
He admitted to me that he did it.
Okay. When was that?
The morning of around 7:30, when I was on my way out to go to the police station to make the report, I looked at my vehicle and I angrily said, "You dented my Jeep," and he said, "Oh well."
I did not say that, ma'am, no.
Next.
Next, the officer who made the note that all of my things were on the porch, they were not all of my things. I did not go into the house and collect my things. Him and his stepfather put my clothes in bags and some of my small belongings. I even have a picture
Just a second. Do you want to tell me what you claim he still has that belongs to you?
I have a list.
Tell me.
So I have my dineware set, my wine glasses, all of my kitchen utensils, all of my cookware, all of my baking pans, crock pot, oven mitts.
Just a second. When did you move in with all that stuff?
When he came to get me at my sister's, his grandmother paid for a moving truck, and my sister helped us move all of my belongings from her apartment into the moving truck, which we brought to his house, which has all of these items.
Okay. Can I see that bird?
And I also have I have a
second.
picture, if you want.
Do you have her TV?
I do not, ma'am. I have enough TVs in my house to
Just a
need
second.
another.
Did she move in with the TV?
She did.
Where is it?
I put everything of hers on the front porch, and she left it there for a couple days, so.
So you don't know where it is?
I left it out there, and I told her it's her problem to get it. I didn't put it on the garbage.
Well,
or
but you
nothing.
know a TV was not noted by the police.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that? Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you have anything in your home now
I do not.
that belongs to her? Okay. Now I'm going to see the bill for the 47-inch TV. Mm-hmm. I'd like to see the paid bill for it.
I also have a picture coming up that has my placemats and a picture of him with those placemats just 2 weeks ago for the items that he says he does not have in his home.
Okay. So the television set was $479.91.
Mm-hmm.
What are these things?
Everything on the list is stuff I've purchased, but the ones that I highlighted are the ones that he still has in his possession.
And what's this supposed to be a picture of?
That picture matches the small photograph. The photograph has my placemats at my apartment. He has the exact same placemats in that picture at his house. It's proof that he does still have my items that he is claiming he does not have.
I don't care. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $994. We're done.
Your Honor, I
We're
still have
done.
evidence.
We're done.
What about my vehicle?
He's not paying for your vehicle because I have a police report where you say I have a dent in my car. I think Corey did it, but
I didn't
have no.
say that to the police officer.
Well, that's
though.
what the police officer says. We're done. Ms. McClendon, I'm going to start with you. You and Miss Morgan worked together. Is that how you met?
Yes, ma'am.
And you needed a place to stay?
Yes, ma'am.
Why did you need a place to stay?
I was currently staying in a hotel, and I couldn't afford to keep staying there.
How much were you paying at the hotel?
$1,300 a month.
And how much were you earning?
I get anywhere from I'm a server, so it really depends.
Got it. And Miss Morgan worked at the same place? She offered you to come to stay with her, and you would split the rent. There were just the two of you there?
No, ma'am. In the beginning, she offered to help.
Listen, she doesn't know you other than both being a server at a restaurant, right? So why would she? I mean, you're not her sister, you're not her cousin, you're not her niece, you're not anybody to her other than somebody who she knew from work, who was paying $1,300 a month in a hotel, who couldn't afford it.
Yes, ma'am.
And she had an apartment. She lived alone?
She didn't have anywhere at that moment.
No. Was she living alone?
Mm-hmm.
So she was living alone. And how many bedrooms are in her apartment?
2.
2. Easy. Come and move in with me. We'll split the rent. How much was the rent?
$650.
In total?
Yes, every month.
So $650 cut in half, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So your share of the rent would have been $325.
Yes, ma'am.
As opposed to $1,300.
Yes,
that sounds like a pretty good deal to me. When did you move in?
About the middle of September 2016.
September 16th to be exact.
And when did you move out?
December the 20th, 2016.
The 21st.
Don't shout out again, otherwise I'm going to just dismiss your case. September to October, October to November, November to December. 3 months. How many times did you pay her rent?
3.
How much did you give her each month?
$325 for rent, and it varied each month as far as.
No, so you paid her $325 each month for rent, September to October, October to November, November to December. Is that true?
No, ma'am.
Of course not, because you don't even say that in your answer. Because you say about a month after I was staying there, Paige asked me to pay half of the rent, which I did. That was a month later. So you lived there 3 months, but according to your answer, you only paid rent for 2 months.
Yes, ma'am. In the beginning, she agreed to help me out. I told her that I can help out with what I can, but I didn't give, we didn't have a
So you didn't pay rent for 1 month. So
I
you
paid
didn't
every
pay
month I was there.
You didn't pay. I asked you 2 seconds ago. I said, how many months did you pay? You said, I paid $325 every month that I was there. But I remembered reading your answer, and your answer said that you didn't pay rent the first month you were there. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Okay. Didn't work out. It didn't work out because of some internet bill. You had your boyfriend who was staying over. Is this your boyfriend?
Yes, ma'am.
So he was staying over, and he was using your computer and whatever. She was also supposed to contribute, according to you, to the cable bill. She didn't contribute to the cable bill. She said, I don't use a computer. So what you did was you took her off the account. Then you had a fight. You had a big fight. So far, am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the big fight took place on December 20th or December 21st?
The 21st.
According to you, she damaged property. What did she damage?
The room that she had was completely furnished, and after she moved out, I went in there and she had ripped apart the bed. I'm not exactly sure what she did, but the frame, the footboard, everything was actually in the closet. Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about the fight, Miss McClendon.
On the 20th, we had already had previous arguments. That was not the first big fight. We had one before where I came to her and asked her, if Drew's going to be living there, you know, I feel like he should pay a third of the rent. And I don't have a TV. I don't watch TV. I don't feel like I should have to pay half of a cable bill. And she said, but you use the Wi-Fi. And I agreed. Yes, I do. And I will pay half of the Wi-Fi bill. I went online. I looked up how much their highest cable service was, which was $39.99. And I told her that I would pay half of that. But she told me that because it's a bundled deal, I still have to pay half of the
So that was what the fight was about?
That's what started it, yes.
Okay, and then it escalated from there. Does your boyfriend still come over to visit?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What's your permanent address?
I'm sorry, ma'am?
Your permanent address?
It's in Douglasville, Georgia. One road over from her. It's 29.
No, that's my address.
Oh, that's her address. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Very good.
I'm sorry. Yes, it's.
Can I?
It's 30. It's 3865.
Your face just got really red, sir.
Yes,
Do you
yes, sir.
understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm very nervous.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
We watch your show.
We do.
She owes you so far $325 in rent for the 1 month that she was there that she didn't pay rent. She didn't pay $1,300 a month in the hotel. She owes you $325 a month in rent. Okay. Did you break the bed?
No, ma'am.
What did you do with the bed?
As she said, the room was completely furnished. I didn't have anything. And upon me moving in, she said, I have a bed in there. It's really old. It's my son's bed, but you could use it. It was really shaky. Even if you leaned on it, there's a board in the front that would fall off. So all I did is take it apart and put it aside. I put my mattresses on the floor so that I could just sleep on the floor.
And is that what you did?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I believe you.
Yes, ma'am.
Next.
I'm sorry.
What else? She's not paying for the cable. She's not paying for the bed. She's paying you so far $325
Yes, ma'am.
for the month's rent that you didn't pay. What else?
Well, when she moved in, before she moved in, and I have proof on text messages, that I told her that it was going to be half of the rent and half of the bills.
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care. She's going to pay you $325 for rent. Are we done with that part?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, she's not paying for the cable. He pays for the cable. He pays for the cable. I believe her story about the bed. Now, what property do you say she took without permission?
All the linens, all the towels, everything that she used while she was in the house were mine. And then when she left, she took all the sheets, the blankets, and I'm missing quite a few towels, so I can only assume that they were in her room.
Did you take these sheets and towels when you left?
No, ma'am. My bed was stripped when I came in. She even took my sheet that was on the bed and a pillow.
Okay, now I'm going to your counterclaim. Counterclaim is for the destruction of clothes and personal belongings and harassment. Go.
The first time that I left on the day that it happened.
You mean on the 21st of December?
Yes, ma'am. When I left, that morning, I woke up. I had my best friend's son there with me, my godson. I woke up, I put him in the shower. I went back to my room. When I came out the room, immediately she came out, because our rooms were right next to each other. She came out and she started, Mr. Dan will be here at 10 o'clock. Do you have the rent? I didn't say nothing to her because we'd already fought the night before. So I didn't say nothing to her. As I'm going into the bathroom.
Just a second. So she came out to you on December 21st
that morning.
And she said to you, Mr. Dan is going to be here for the rent, which would have been the rent from December to January.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you said?
I didn't say anything because we were already arguing. I didn't want it to escalate.
So you said nothing.
I walked through the door because I was ignoring her. As I'm closing the door, I'm facing the wall. She literally football tackles through the door and it hit me in the back of the head. I did then turn around and I grabbed her by the face, pushed her backwards. I seen her glasses go up and then I stopped because I remembered that Kanan was in the shower and I told her to get out. I never said anything else to her. After that, she did leave. She left out, and I called her, my best friend, Nikki, immediately and asked her to come get me. I don't want to go to jail. I just want to get out of here. So I finished my shower. I grabbed, everything that I could grab. When I returned, the door lock to the door had been completely changed. I could not get in.
When did you return?
That night to get the rest of my stuff. I called the cops out to come out and escort me into the house. When I got in there, like I said, the bed had been stripped. All of my clothes had been spread out all over the floor. There were no towels in my stuff.
Just a second. Your clothes were spread out and?
All over the floor, and there was wet cereal dumped all over my clothes.
Do you have pictures?
No, ma'am, I did not take pictures.
You have a phone?
Yes, ma'am.
Does your phone have a camera?
Yes, ma'am.
So why didn't you take a picture of what it looked like?
I didn't take pictures because I honestly thought that after I left, I didn't have to deal with it anymore. I just wanted to be done.
Fine. Judging for the plaintiff, the amount of $325. We're finished. Thank you. Ms. Mack, it is your claim that the Herrera's dog bit your 8-year-old son.
Yes, ma'am.
On what date did this happen?
February 19th this year.
How long have the two of you been neighbors?
I've lived there almost 2 years. This July will be 2 years.
You?
We've lived there for almost 7 years.
You have 2 dogs?
I have 4 dogs.
4 dogs. What kind of dogs do you have?
I have a mutt, and then I have a Chowini and 2 Chihuahuas.
A what?
A mutt. She's a mixture of all sorts of. And then a Chowini. It's a Chihuahua and a wiener dog.
Oh my goodness. That's some combo. I don't think I've ever seen that. And 2 Chihuahuas. So you have small dogs?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any animals?
No, ma'am.
This is your son?
Yes, ma'am.
Does he want a dog?
He does.
How many times has he asked you for a dog?
More than I can count.
Right. So he likes them. He likes to play with them.
Yes.
And I assume he plays with the Herrera's dogs.
With their dogs, I don't believe so. Their dogs are rarely out on a leash. I've never really seen them.
Okay. Are you immediate next door neighbors?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a fence between the 2 properties? No. On the 19th, what time did this happen?
It was approximately 5 p.m.
And you didn't witness it?
Correct.
Who did?
Skylar did.
Our son, Skylar.
You were outside. And you were there. You got bit.
Yes.
Right?
Ma'am.
You want to come up here and tell me about it? Tell me your first name.
Malik.
Malik, do you remember the incident with the Herrera's dogs? You don't?
No.
With the little Chihuahua?
No.
Don't remember?
No.
Okay, good. You can go and sit down. Want to come sit up here? Tell me your first name.
Skylar.
You were out with the dogs?
Yes.
How many of the dogs did you have out?
2.
Which 2?
The mutt and the Chowini.
That the Chihuahua? No,
Yes.
don't look at them. Look at me. Do you understand? I'm not frightening, am I? A little bit? A little bit?
No.
No, good. All right. All you have to do is tell me the truth, and then we don't have a problem.
Okay.
Got it? 13. You know that.
Yeah.
You know what happens when you lie to your parents?
Yes.
Right. You know how you don't want to lie to your parents? You don't want to lie to me worse. Where were you walking the dogs?
Behind my house.
In your yard?
Yes.
Would you tell me what happened?
My mutt was twisting around my arm, and so the Chowini's leash came off and slipped and ran after him and nipped at him.
Ran after whom?
Malik.
And where was Malik when the Chowini nipped at him?
Between our houses in the middle.
Okay, so it was not necessarily in your yard.
Yes.
It could have been in Malik's yard.
Yes.
Good. Okay, now you can sit down. Okay. That was easy. Because that was a little bit different from what I have here. You have a video? Who has a
Yes,
video?
ma'am.
What do you want to show me?
On the video, it shows Malik running from their dogs, and there was actually 3 of them chasing him, not 2. The bite actually happened right off camera, and then it shows him run into the frame of the camera and onto our trash cans by our porch. It's my home surveillance.
I'd like to see it, but according to the Herrera's son, they're responsible for the dog bite. Got it. All right, Mr. and Mrs. Herrera, when I first read your answer, which is totally different from what your son tells me and totally different from this video, I was sympathetic with you. You know, you said that their little boy went into your yard and was teasing your dogs, and as a result of that, got bitten.
Yes.
But that's not what happened.
That is what happened.
No, that's not what he said. That's not what your son said. Your son said that the larger dog twisted his leash around his arm, and the other leash slid off, so the dog was free, and chased Malik, and he was in his yard.
But Malik was in our yard teasing him prior to that, and he was running from the back of my yard into the yard when it happened.
Who saw that?
He does that weekly.
I don't care whether, who saw that on February 19th?
Skylar did.
That's not what he told me.
Well, that is what happened.
Well, I don't know if that's what happened. It's not what he told me.
Could you please ask him again?
No, now I'm not going to ask him again, because now he just heard you tell me. I was very clear. I said, what happened? And he didn't say to me. He was teasing the dog. He was screaming at the dog. He was shaking a stick at the dog. He said what happened was he was out walking two dogs. One leash got away from him. Well, clearly he was being chased by two dogs. Clearly in the video it shows him being chased by two dogs.
But the video does not show where he was behind my house, not on the side, teasing my dog. I was sitting in my living room chair, and I could hear Skylar even say, Malik, please don't tease the dog.
Do you remember teasing the dogs?
No, ma'am.
You don't remember getting bitten either?
Yes, ma'am.
No.
I think he's just being shy right now. He remembers. He was telling the story.
Okay. Well, I see that he was bitten, and I see that he was frightened. You have to be careful. Even with little dogs, you have to be careful. Okay, I'd like to see the medical bills.
Yes, ma'am.
Who were the other children there? There were other children, more than just...
Yeah, it's our other side next door neighbors playing in our yard.
With you?
No.
With whom?
With my littler siblings.
Well, I have one emergency room, and then I have...
At that particular hospital, the ER bills separate from the actual doctor, but that was the same visit. They told me before we left that they would bill separately. I also let the defendants know that when I talked to Frank.
Okay, and you had no health insurance?
Correct.
Okay, so the total charges were $383 and $438?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you present these two bills, which total $821, to the Herreras?
Yes, I did, on two separate occasions because they came in the mail separately.
And what did they say?
The first one, when I went over to their house, they actually weren't home, so I taped it to the inside of their glass screen door, along with a note just saying, you know, hey, this is the bill. I wanted to try to see if you wanted to resolve it between the two of us. If not, then, you know, I'll have to take it further. Frank actually came to my house 2 days later asking me, was Malik okay, and talking about the bill, and he said that they didn't have any problem paying it, but on the bill it does not state that this bill is for the dog bite, so he wanted basically proof that that's what this bill was for. I actually contacted the hospital the next day to see if they could give me something like that, and they said because of HIPAA laws, they couldn't put the reason for the visit on the actual bill. The next bill came in about 2 or 3 days later. That one I attached to their vehicle that was in their driveway, along with another note explaining what I just said about the HIPAA laws, and that if I didn't hear anything from them soon, that I would just take it to court, and I never heard anything from them again.
Well, both bills show the date of the visit is February 19th.
I mean, I'm the type of person I ain't gonna pay a bill that don't show exactly what it's supposed to be.
Well, now you'll pay
And
the
who
bill.
it's- and
Now
who
you'll
it's
pay the
for.
bill because it's an emergency visit on February 19th. You saw the video. That's why she took the child to the emergency room. There was no other reason for her to take the child to the emergency room other than that. Now do you understand? So you should have paid the bill. Would have saved you an awful lot of trouble.
Yes, I understand that part, but not showing exactly who the person was. That's all I was asking for it to show what the person wanted, what it was for.
It says who the person is.
But can you look at these, please?
I'm looking here. This
But,
is from Malik Mack.
Yes, but the ones that we received.
Oh, okay. Maybe the ones that you received didn't have it. This one shows the person who was treated.
Yes, it shows it on those.
On the copy
No, it shows it on yours, sir. Malik Mack.
There's it on there.
And this one is patient's name, Malik Mack. What?
This is the first time we've ever seen any video.
Okay,
I have
good.
gone to the office at our park to see if we could get the video, and we've been informed that the park says that her surveillance cameras do not work.
I've never
Just a
received
second.
any requests for the video.
Just a second. She didn't just create that video. You wanted me to play it again so you can see it's your dogs?
I believe that those are my dogs, but I don't believe that he was bitten. He might have been scratched.
I have pictures
Judgment
of
for
the
the
dog
plaintiff
bite.
in the amount of $821. We're finished. Thank you. Mr. Burns, this is your complaint. You had purchased a car.
Yes.
You were behind in the payments.
Yes.
Mr. Kimball owns a tow truck, and it is his job on behalf of lending institutions to repossess property that has not been paid for. So your car was parked either on the street or in your house.
Yes, in front of my house.
And this was September 25th last year. Neighbor came to you in your house and said, someone's taking your car. You got outside and you saw Mr. Kimball in his tow truck down the street with your car attached.
No.
Tell me where you saw his car.
I observed Mr. Kimball at the end, like a block away on the passenger side of my car, removing items. At the same time, I was talking to the police when the neighbor had came and got me. I live in a high crime neighborhood area, and first thing she said, it's a black tow truck, and they took your car and went and rode off.
So the car was attached to the tow truck?
Yes.
That's what I said.
Yes.
Now, at the time, you knew that you were behind in payments on the car.
Actually, I had spoken with the guy who...
At the time, you were behind in payments on the car. You acknowledged it.
Yes, I knew I owed some.
Right. So, an intelligent man would know that if you were behind in payments on the car, they may come and get it. Not definitely, but they may come and get it. Well, that was what he was hired for. Who hired you to do this job?
Northwest Repossession.
Do you know who hired Northwest Repossession?
The company would be Quality Auto Sales.
Did you buy your car at Quality Auto Sales?
Yes.
Well, they're the people that hired his company to get their property back. So tell me what you did.
Okay, when I observed Mr. Kimball at the end of the block removing items, I caught him on the passenger side of my car. At the same time, I was talking to 911 because I figured my car was being stolen. I had spoke to the person who I previously bought the car from, and everything was fine.
I don't believe that, and you don't have that person here.
Okay.
Okay, because the person that you bought the car from hired his company to repossess your car.
Okay, at the same time.
Okay. So now,
No.
just tell me what you did.
Okay, I talked to the police. I asked him who was he. He never identified who he was.
Just a second. I want to know what you did. You ran to the end of the block where he was.
No, we drove to the end of the block, and I observed him.
Who drove?
My wife did.
So your wife drove in her car?
Yes.
To the end of the block, and then what did you do?
I was on the phone with 911, and I told them that I see the guy right there.
Just a second. I didn't ask you what you told anybody.
Okay, I didn't do
what
anything. I approached him and asked him who was he.
Just a second. So you approached him?
Yes.
Where was he when you approached him?
The passenger side of the car.
And what did he say to you?
He didn't say anything. He just got up and ran around to the driver's side of the tow truck. And by me living in a high crime neighborhood area, if he would have told me who he was, the situation would have been ended. He didn't identify himself or who he was or who had sent him. It's normally known in my neighborhood. I just live in Chicago, high crime area, and they known for taking cars on tow trucks and driving off. You never find your car again. I asked him who was he. He never identified himself in a professional manner. So I proceeded to talk to the police. I'm like, he right here. He tried to run around and jump in the car. When he jumped in the tow truck, he tried to close the door, and I'm like, he never identified. I'm like, who are you? I'm steady asking him, who is he? He never said anything. So I'm telling the police, next thing I know, he put the truck in drive and almost hit me with the tow truck, so I had to grab on to the handle. It's a safety bar on the side of the tow truck. When he drove off, like in a high rate of speed. So I wasn't finna let him get out of my sight because he never identified himself. I feel if he would have identified himself.
I know that you said that already. What I'm hearing is, and reading,
yes,
that you wrote, you jumped on the sideboard.
Yes.
Okay, you jumped on the sideboard and held onto the sideboard.
Yes.
And he was driving off.
Yes.
At a high rate of speed.
Yes.
And then what happened?
He veered on the south side of the street, crashing into some parked cars with me stuck in between the doors.
Now you tell me your version, because we'll get to what the lawsuit is about, because he filed charges against you for assault.
Yes.
You say that they were false. Now he's going to tell me his version of the events. Go.
Hi, Your Honor.
Okay, you were hired, that's your job, to repossess property that hasn't been paid for.
Correct.
You got an order to pick up his car.
Correct.
Start from there.
Okay, so I picked the vehicle up, Your Honor. About 7 blocks away, I secured the vehicle.
How many blocks away from his house?
About 7 blocks.
Go ahead.
So as I was securing the vehicle to my tow truck, Mr. Burns came up to me, and he was very defensive.
Don't tell me what you thought about his posture.
Okay, he asked me, what were you doing? What are you doing?
And what did you say?
I said, sir, your car's up for repossession. He said, the car's not up for repossession. He got aggressive, started coming towards me. I backed up. I kept backing up, and I went in my truck. He said, put the vehicle down before I beat your, excuse my language. I told him I can't put the vehicle down until I close the door. He did not want to hear that. He stood on the running board. I put the vehicle on drive because it was already secure. I started driving at a slow speed. He grabbed onto the steering wheel, and then we had smacked into a car. Prior to this, before he had jumped on a running board, he hit me in my side about 2 or 3 times.
Where was he when he hit you in your side?
He's standing on the running board of the truck.
Okay, so he's standing on the running board of the truck, and you're inside the truck.
Correct, I'm sitting.
And he's standing on the running board.
Correct.
And how did he hit you?
He punched me to the side, so like in my ribs. So if I'm sitting here right now and he's standing right here, he would hit me in my side.
Where was the car that he drove up in?
I have no idea, Your Honor.
You didn't see a car?
Well, he was parked in the street in the city streets, so every car is parallel parking. There's tons of...
From his house, he said his wife drove him to where you were.
Okay.
Did you see her?
When he approached, there was a female in the car, yes.
Did you see what she was doing as this was going on?
She was just sitting in the vehicle.
Now, when you say you secure the vehicle, what do you have to do to secure the vehicle?
You have to put a safety chain on the vehicle, so the vehicle, when you drive away, it doesn't fall off. So
Okay.
for safety
But you did, in
features-
fact, drive it away a certain,
Yes.
you said a few blocks.
Correct.
How was it attached to the tow truck then?
Well, because when you pick the vehicle up, it has claws and mechanism that sits where the tires are. So it sits on the tow truck. You can continue to drive away, but you go to a certain distance to secure it. This way, when you're on the highway or something, you know, if it was to fall off, it's not going to hit somebody or et cetera.
Okay. So then you stopped, when you felt it was safe, you stopped to secure it.
Correct.
Do you have a police report?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to take a look at it. And do you have the work order to pick up the
Yes, I
car?
do.
I'd also like to take a look at that. Do you have any other police report?
No, this is all they gave me, ma'am.
Do you have any police report?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to see it.
Your Honor, may I say something?
Yes.
Upon the accident, when the police arrived on the scene, I left in the ambulance because I was injured. And when I got there, they signed me out, and they came with that charge that he talking about that I hit him. That's what the officer said. Not the police officer, but the sergeant. Because the other officers was like, man, we didn't even have time for this. You should have left the scene. That's what the black officers, they was just saying all type of observe.
Just a second. Don't tell me what anybody said to you,
Okay.
Mr. Burns.
Okay.
You were wrong.
No.
You were wrong.
No,
He
ma'am.
had authorization to take, just pay attention.
Okay.
He had authorization to take your car. You had no business. You had no business to get on the running board of his truck to endanger him, other people that may be out there. I know you're shaking your head no. I know you're shaking your head no. Bottom line is, he had the right to have possession of your car. That's what this order says. He had the right to have possession of your car. You had no right to take control of his car by getting on the running board. And because you did that, you caused an accident. Now, he had a lawful order to take possession of your car. You did not have any right to get on his tow truck.
No, ma'am.
Well, I say yes, you say no. I'm telling you, that's the law. You had no right to put your feet.
Your Honor, can
Are you asking me?
No, Your Honor.
Do you have pictures of the accident?
Yes.
Also, may I just add one more thing? I was never given an accident report or put in the accident. They never said I caused the accident or anything.
I just told you caused an accident.
Okay.
The side of his truck says Northwest Recovery, Inc. What do you think that means?
I didn't know what
With
it
his
meant.
license number.
I didn't know what it meant, yes, but if I would have got a letter saying that it was anything, I never received
All right,
anything
it's really
saying I
all
was
we're all-
behind.
Somebody else's fault. Mr. Burns, you have no case.
Yeah.
No, it was court cases, Your Honor. It went to court and it was continued and continued and continued due
You
to
have to
missing.
You have to show me that you weren't paid for those. Weren't?
Of course not.
Right. Right now, his whole life is being ruled by one organ, and it is not above his neck. Now, instead of saying, I'm in Florida, I don't want there to be any trouble. I wrote the check out wrong. I'll reimburse you as soon as I get back from my vacation. Write Laura your check out for the kids. I don't want her to be aggravated. So that's not what happened. And there was a whole kerfuffle, and she got aggravated and she got hot. And you didn't do anything when she got hot. She left. It was an unpleasant moment. Kenny is laying around the pool at the Fontainebleau in Florida with his girlfriend. Kenny called the police. Would that be a fair statement?
Oh, my
No,
God.
just a second. Just say a yes or a no.
Yes.
Did you call police or
Yes.
did Kenny in Florida call the police?
Yes.
So Kenny is laying around the pool having a drink with an umbrella in it. You're there dealing with his problem. You don't call the police. He does, from Florida. So the police arrive and you tell him what happened. She came here, she was annoying, she yelled at me and whatever, and according to your answer, the police said, well, if she was that annoying, you can file for a protective order, right?
Right.
So you said, she was nasty. My son is in Florida. Police said I could file for a protective order. You go and you file for a protective order. Not because you called the police and felt threatened, but because Kenny, drinking his margarita around the pool, he thought that you were threatened. So she hires a lawyer, and you go to court. But she had to pay for the lawyer separately from the matter. That's why we're here.
Yes.
Mr. Austin, it is your claim that the defendant is responsible for an accident that you had while you were riding your moped.
That is correct.
Just tell me the date of the accident, please.
June 20th, 2017.
And your moped had a license. It was...
Yep, it was licensed and registered and everything.
And what kind of car were you driving, Miss Austin?
A CTS Cadillac.
What year?
03.
At the time of the accident on June 20th, did the car have insurance?
No, ma'am.
That's why we're here.
Yes.
Because if we had insurance, your insurance would have covered the damage.
Yes.
So this is going to be fast. You're going down the street, you're pulling out of a parking space.
Yes.
And you're pulling out of a parking space, and according to that chart over there, either he swerved to avoid you or your car came into contact with his. Did her car come into contact with yours?
I believe it did.
But you're not sure.
Yes.
But what happened is you are driving your moped down the traffic lane.
Mm-hmm.
She had scrapes and abrasions.
Yes.
Okay. Did you see her pulling out of the spot? She is coming out of a parking space.
Correct.
So you clearly have the right of way.
Correct.
So whatever happened, whether he swerved to avoid you coming out of the parking space or you hit him, your car is responsible. Can I see the damage, please?
Would you like receipt for the damages?
I would like the receipt for the damages and the medical bills, please.
Sure.
You weren't hospitalized.
No.
You had scrapes and abrasions.
Yes.
Okay. Did you see her pulling out of the spot, Mr.
At
Anderson?
the very last minute, which is why I tried to swerve to avoid hitting her. She was attempting to make a U-turn.
Well, that's what I'm looking at. I mean, if she's pulling out, it looks to me, at least based on here, that she wanted to go in the other direction.
That is correct. She wanted to go in the other direction. She was trying to make a U-turn.
From the parking space.
That's not correct. I was pulling out, yes, I was. But I was not trying to make a U-turn.
Where were you going?
I was attempting to go home.
To go home?
Yes, ma'am.
What time of the day?
10:30 p.m.
Where had you come from?
My son's home.
So you were visiting with your son?
Yes.
And you were going to your house?
Yes.
What's the address of your house?
10th Street Northwest.
Do you know where that is?
Approximately, yes.
In order to get there, does she go straight or does she have to go in the other direction?
The easiest freeway access probably would have been in the other direction, yes.
So she was attempting to make a U-turn. No. You still driving your car without insurance?
No, ma'am. And I do have insurance.
But you didn't on the date of the accident?
Correct.
Oh. Well, you had some serious nicks and bruises and cuts.
Yes.
Sure did.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Actually, when I was pulling out to attempt to go home, to get on the freeways on 46, so that would make me have to go straight, not to make a U-turn. And I did not hit this man. He laid his bike down himself, and afterwards he got up. He was fine.
Are you crazy? Is there something wrong with you?
Yes.
Is there something wrong with you?
No,
You're
ma'am.
not supposed to be driving an automobile, a big old Cadillac, without insurance, or a little car without insurance. You're supposed to have insurance, because your insurance would have paid for his injuries, would have paid for his medical bills, would have paid for his moped. The only reason you're here is because you had no insurance, and you were careless, and he was injured. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. We're finished. Mr. Castro was a friend, and he allowed you to move into his house, and you were paying some modest rent.
Started out at $450. It went up to $550. Yes.
Mr. Castro, when did he move in?
In July, I think.
June of last year.
That's incorrect, Your Honor. I gave him money in advance, and I never moved into his home until July because I continued to. My pride was in the way, and I didn't want to move in because I still had things right in my life before I took on the venture of sleeping on his couch.
Listen to me. Shortly after you moved in, you moved your girlfriend in. How much after you moved in did you move your girlfriend in? Just answer the question. Month, 2 months, 3 months? How much after?
She came in with me the minute I came. The minute I showed up there, she was there.
You have to get your story straight, sir. You signed a complaint. And the complaint which I have in front of me says, I was down on my luck and he was doing me a huge favor. My co-plaintiff and girlfriend, Lynette, moved in with me shortly afterwards with his permission. That's what you wrote.
Your Honor,
don't look at me confused, sir.
Your Honor, I didn't write that.
Did you read it? You signed it.
Yes, I did. That part slipped my mind right there. I should have outlined that, okay? I thought I had that correct. But the bottom line is, I'm here to be truthful.
Don't give me a bottom line. Listen to me. I don't want to hear a bottom line. I want to hear somebody telling me with a certain amount of consistency what they filed as a complaint, which is what the defendant
The complaint is that I bailed this dude out and he didn't pay his bail.
No. The complaint says a lot more than that, sir. Actually, if that's all you were suing for, and that you were living there and he was arrested and you're suing for bail, that's fine. You're suing for a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yes.
Well, then it becomes, then all the rest of it becomes important. If you want to withdraw the rest of your allegations and the rest of your complaint, fine. I will address the issue of bail only. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes.
Is that what you want to do?
No.
All right, then we're going to go back to dealing with this case my way, not your way.
Yes.
You moved in, you were down on your luck. According to you, did you want to cross that out too? And the fact that he was doing you a huge favor, do you want to cross that out too?
No.
Okay.
No.
So we let you move in.
That's valid.
And after he let you move in and your girlfriend, then you brought in her mother.
Yeah.
Right. And he let you do that. And when did you bring in the mother?
That's a question you're going to have to address with my significant.
My mom didn't come in until November, late November, early December.
Why wouldn't he know that?
Because this is an agreement that was made between them two. I work most of the time, so I was only there in the nights. I would very rarely see Mr. Castro.
He worked. But I did ask Mr. Castro in the beginning if he would have a problem with that. If he did, then my mom...
Just a second. I don't care. I'm just trying to set up what the turf was like. He rented you a room, you brought your girlfriend in, then she brought her mother in, all living in the same room, I assume.
No.
Let's go back to your complaint.
She was on
He gave you the
couch. And if that wasn't outlined in the complaint, then there was a problem somewhere.
Who was on the couch?
Her mother was on the couch in the front room. And she was paying this man $300 extra a month to sleep on that couch. And he was okay with that. That was a financial benefit for him. He would love that idea, obviously, or she would not have been there.
You live with him full time? Good for you.
Yes.
I'm going to get to what I consider is the only cogent part of his complaint, which is the issue of bail. At some point, you told him to leave, or according to you, they left. I don't care. I'm not entertaining an illegal eviction and you having to stay in a hotel. If you work all those hours, you shouldn't stay at a hotel. You should find an apartment for your girlfriend and her mother. Now, let's talk.
That's much easier said than done.
Listen to me. That didn't require an answer. That was a statement. That wasn't a question. Now, Ms. Turner, at some point you were at home. Mr. Fay wasn't there, and there was an argument that took place between Mr. Castro and his girlfriend.
Yes, ma'am.
They got into an argument, and you called the police.
No.
Who called the police?
His significant other.
His girlfriend called the
ma'am.
police. You did not.
No, ma'am.
I think she called the police on the 13th.
There's no question out there. Is it correct, Mr. Castro, that your girlfriend called the police?
According to my girlfriend, no. She's no longer my girlfriend.
Oh, that's hearsay. Okay.
Thank God.
Did you?
Thank God.
Stop.
I'm almost finished with you. You have to understand that. If you can't control yourself in here, I have no patience for that. I'm too old.
This was my friend. You have to understand that too. You know, this was my friend. And it was an unhealthy environment. And I'm glad.
I'm done. You're gone. Goodbye. You take your case back to the small claims court where it came from. Do you understand?
Seriously?
No, not seriously. Super seriously. Mr. McLeod, you are 18, is that correct?
No, 22.
22. And you get Social Security benefits.
Yes.
For what?
Well, I have a serious back pain that I had since I was 6.
So you've been getting Social Security benefits since you're 6?
Yes.
How do you support yourself?
I do producing.
Producing what?
Music.
For whom?
Well, I have a studio with my uncle right here.
Do you play an instrument?
Keyboard.
How long have you done that?
Well, I'm kind of new at it. I'm still learning about it.
Did somebody teach you how to play the
keyboard?
keyboard?
My uncle did, yeah.
How long did he teach you how to play a keyboard?
It's been 3 years now.
And what do you do with it? Do you make records? Do you perform someplace?
Well, I do it at my house right now.
What do you mean you do it at your house?
Well, it's like a home-based studio.
Do you make records
I
or
make-
recordings?
Yeah, recordings.
Do you sell them?
Yes.
To whom?
Online, like iTunes and YouTube.
Who manages the business?
My uncle, me, and my grandmother.
Well, so you're a young man, so why do you get a disability?
It was something that my mom kind of started.
But you're not disabled, you work, you make music, you...
Right. Don't know, really.
I mean, I'm just asking you a question because I'm curious about the way your mind is working, because you seem like an honest young man. Let's say your music took off and you were making decent money, really decent money, and you had this extra money from Social Security, this extra $850 a month that you've been collecting since you're 6. Would you still collect it? You guess so?
Yeah.
This is what the case is about. You know the defendant for a long time. I don't know, she has a child with somebody that you know. Anyway, you've known her for a long time, and you needed a place to stay for a while. You moved in with her, and she became your payee on your Social Security. Living with her didn't work out, and it is your claim that she kept a couple of months of your Social Security benefits.
Yes.
Your grandmother had been your payee.
Yes.
And then weren't getting along with your grandmother, so you moved in with her. Took some time. How many months did you live with her in total?
7 months.
And for how many months did she collect Social Security as your payee?
That time, 7 months.
All 7 months. Well, that's impossible, because if you moved in with her, you would have had to have made adjustments.
Oh, yeah, it took like 2 months. Yeah.
So that she got no money, right?
Yeah.
So she got no money for 2 months out of the 7 months.
Yes.
And then when you moved out, according to you, she kept 2 months
Yes.
of payments.
Yeah.
Where did you move back to?
My grandmother's house.
That's where you had been living.
Yes.
Where you and your grandmother and your uncle are in business.
Right.
Well, she didn't get paid for 2 months to house you, to feed you, to take care of you. Don't you think she should? You don't know. I don't think that I'm going to give you back this money. Those are the facts. The facts are she kept either 1 or 2 months, and she says you didn't pay 1 or 2 months when you lived there. See,
Well,
you see, Mr. McLeod, the government is soft-hearted. The government wants to be able to help people who can't work,
Right.
even if they're not of age to retire. So then you have Social Security disability. Now, I don't know what prompted your mother when you were 6 years old to get Social Security disability for you. Did you have surgery after you were 6 years old on your back?
Yeah.
What kind of surgery did you have on your back?
It was back surgery, spine.
You had that when you were how old?
6.
6.
That I can remember, yeah.
And then you went back to school, you recovered, you went back to school.
Yes.
Did you ever play sports?
Yeah, basketball, but I couldn't do it for too long.
But you played basketball. Now you work with your uncle and your grandmother in a home-based studio making music.
Yeah.
That's not what Social Security disability is designed for, Mr. McLeod. It's not designed for that. It's designed for people who cannot work, who cannot take care of themselves. That's what the government does. And one of the reasons that the resources of our government are being tapped like this is because people who can work and do work, because they've been collecting Social Security disability for 15 years, still think it's okay. Well, they send it to me and I take it. So your case is dismissed. I'm done. I think that you agree, Miss Roman, based upon your answer, that there was a time when your father owed his brother some money.
Yes, ma'am.
And you are the executor of your father's estate?
Yes, ma'am.
How much money did your father acknowledge that he owed to his brother?
He didn't give me an exact amount, but he said he was borrowing money to pay house taxes.
Did he tell you when he started to borrow money from his brother?
I want to say 2015.
Is that when he started to borrow the money?
Yes, April of 2015.
And how much did he borrow?
Just under $4,000. It was 2 house payments and a year's worth of property taxes.
Give me the figures.
39, 23. I've got it summarized here if you'd like to see.
Okay. So the only issue that has to be resolved is Ms. Roman, as the executor of the estate, since you acknowledged that there was a debt owed to the plaintiff that should have been a debt that was taken from his estate if there was money in the estate, was there?
Yes, but when my dad was alive, he paid back.
I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
But that was a debt that would have
Yes,
been
ma'am.
paid. Your father passed away when?
October 2016.
So you're going to show me, because this is your defense. Now we acknowledge that there was a debt, $3,923. So now your defense is that your father paid him back during his lifetime. So you're going to show me from April of 2015 to October of 2016 payments to your uncle that for $3,900.
Spam.
Is that fair? You had access to her father's account and
Correct.
withdrew money regularly and paid yourself back. So maybe we can simplify this. Did you have access to your brother's account?
Yes, that's the only way I would do the loan.
Did you pay yourself back any of this money, all or part of it?
14 payments.
14 payments in what amount?
$218 and some odd cents.
72 cents.
218.
May I explain that amount?
Sure.
So the loan was for $118, but I took additional $100 out so he can pay his property taxes.
So you so far took out $2,912. That's what I have.
Okay.
Your Honor,
Just a second.
Okay.
I'm going to get to you in a minute. You acknowledge that you took back $2,900 of the $3,900 that he owed you. That's what you say.
Yes.
She may have more. So that means the remainder of what he owes you would be, if he was alive, would be $1,000. If he owed you $39.23 and he paid you $29.12, what's left is $1,011.
So my math is different. The loan part would be $118.72. Now mine came out to $16.62 of what he's paid me. So that I come up with a balance of $22.61.
In December 23rd of 2015, he took out $1,048, not the $218.72, which makes up your difference that you're talking about.
Yes.
This is a summary, and this is my dad's bank account statements.
Did you ever take out $1,000?
Yes, and I can explain that.
The amount that you took out was in May 218.72, June 218.72, July 218.72, August 218.72, September 218.72, October 218.72, November 218.72, December 1,048. What was the 1,048 for?
Because he was bouncing checks on the house payment. So I go, look at Ben, let me take the whole house payment out plus the 218, and here's a copy of the receipt of the house payment I made.
Well, you added everything together, sir. I said, what did he owe you? And you told me $3,923. And you said that was for 2 house payments and property taxes.
Yes.
That's what you told me before. All of those things together, $3,923. So you've been fully paid.
I don't have a calculator, but I have 14.
I have a calculator.
So
I used a calculator.
So you're saying 14 payments at $118.72 is...
$218.72.
Okay, the extra 100, it was to his property taxes, which I got a copy of that check also.
Oh, property taxes? Whose property taxes?
My brother's house. He was struggling with payment, so we made an agreement that I'll take an additional $100 a month out and pay his portion of property taxes because he wasn't very good at budgeting.
That's not true.
I've got a check here proving that.
He's paid the mortgage payments and the taxes for 5 years, and May needed help at one time.
She doesn't owe you any more money. We're done. What's your last name?
Derek Hanley.
That's your mother?
Yes.
And who is the gentleman with her?
Stepfather.
Okay. Are you part of this action?
Yes.
Great. And this is your girlfriend?
Right.
You have a child together?
Yes.
Who's 5 years old?
Yes.
What were you doing living with your mother and your stepfather?
Well, what happened was they had
Just listen to me.
Oh, okay. Sure.
No. You're going to tell him there's only one attitude here. That's fine.
Sorry.
You're going to tell me why you and your girlfriend with a 5-year-old child were living with your mother and stepfather when you went to live there, month and year. You're going to tell me that.
Okay. It was probably about 10 years ago, I would say.
No.
10 years ago?
No, over this recently.
10 years ago?
No, over this recently.
Try not to speak to each other.
Sorry.
You've been living with your mother and your stepfather for 10 years.
No, it started off 10 years ago.
What started off?
Where I was living with them at a duplex house.
How long have you two been together?
10 years.
How long have you been living with your mother and your stepfather in the current residence before you got evicted?
We didn't get evicted, but
Just a shh, shh. Did you just say to me we didn't get evicted?
Right.
Okay, good. So we didn't get evicted. You left on your own?
No.
How did you leave?
There was a false restraining order on us.
So you left because your mother and your stepfather got a restraining order against
A false
you.
restraining order, yes.
Okay. Now, when you were living with them, how much rent were you paying?
We started off probably...
No, not started. At the time that they got this restraining order and you were tossed out of the house, how long had you been living with them in the current residence?
Probably only 4 months.
Did you move there from the duplex?
Nope, from another place where we had our own.
So you had your own place?
A couple times.
So after the duplex, you were on your own for a while?
Right.
You, your girlfriend, and your daughter?
Right.
And then 4 months ago, you moved in with your mother and your stepfather?
Right.
Now we're going to go back to the original question, why? It had to be for your economics.
Right.
Okay.
No.
Because you needed a place to stay and you couldn't afford it.
No.
Well,
right.
Otherwise, people usually don't go home to their mothers and stepfathers
Right.
if they can afford their own place. You know, it's like the migratory pattern of Jews. They go from New York to Florida. They never go back. Do you understand?
Yes, absolutely.
Good. So you don't go home to live. Is there something wrong with you?
No, sorry.
You don't go home to live with your mom unless you have to because of economics. So you were living on your own, the two of you, with your daughter, where?
In another town, a couple towns over.
Or-
No, it was just a small bedroom.
So
it
in
was
an
just
apartment?
No, it was just a small bedroom.
So you were renting a room.
Right.
Were you working?
Yes.
Was your girlfriend working?
Yes.
So why did you move with your mother and stepfather?
Well, she has a third floor that's completely redone. It's got 15-foot ceilings. There's a bathroom. My daughter has her own bedroom. It's really nice. It was empty. It's been empty for the whole time we weren't there. She said, come back there. You know,
She said, come back.
yes.
Because it was much nicer than
It
where
was
you
much
were living.
nicer, right.
So she was nice to you. She said, come back.
Right.
Move in with us.
Right.
Okay. And you did. So you were renting a room. So you took whatever you were living in the room.
Right.
You moved into the third floor in your mom's house.
Right.
And I'm waiting.
And what had happened was we had lived there before and it didn't work out.
Just a second. But you went back to try it again because you needed it, because you were living in one room with your daughter.
You could say that, right? Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
Not I could say that. That's what you're going to say. It didn't work out before living with your mother and stepfather, so you moved out.
Right.
But things got a little cramped. You were trying to move back, and your daughter is 5. She was going to a school.
Right.
And it was a better school where your mom lives. That's what you said in your paper, right? That's what you...
Right.
I remember reading about it.
Okay.
So now you moved in, and 4 months later, she had to get a restraining order against you, or at least asked for one, because she wanted to evict you, but it was going to take too long, so she got a restraining order against you instead, okay? Tell me what happened.
What had happened was I had just got home from work a week prior. We had called the cops on them, actually.
So you called the police on your mother and stepfather.
Right.
Now, you're living in the house, not paying any rent.
No, I was paying rent.
How?
I was paying $100 a week.
And you were up to date on your rent?
Yes.
Okay, let me tell you what you wrote in your complaint. She also wanted us to save our money so we could find a place near them. She told us to pay $100 per month, and we could stay for 1 year. We agreed and moved in. She took our door off the hinges because she tried to collect $100 weekly instead of monthly. You just told me that the rent was $100 a week.
That's what yeah.
But not in your complaint. In your complaint, you said it was $100 a month.
There was supposed to be no rent. She told me that we could save money completely when we were going to move there.
Would you show him this, please, Officer Bird? That's your signature.
Okay.
That's the girlfriend's signature.
Sure.
That's what it says.
Okay.
Yes.
So you came home from work and she told you she wanted the $100 a week instead of maybe $100 a month that you were giving them. And what happened?
Well, the week before, I said we had called the cops.
On them.
On them, right.
Because?
Because she was just coming up there harassing us.
Harassing you for what?
She just was...
Did she ask you for money?
No, she was just harassing us to do errands and stuff. As well as money, yes. As well as money, just a bunch of stuff. We just didn't want to be bothered. She was coming right up there, you know. She left us notes as well. We have them here while we were staying there. Just crazy notes. It's just absolutely crazy, Your Honor.
Then go.
I know.
You're not stuck there like glue.
Right, exactly.
No, you weren't paying
We
the
were
rent
only there 4 months.
You weren't paying the rent you were supposed to pay. According to you, you were supposed to, according to what you just told me now twice, because I asked you twice.
Okay.
You were supposed to pay $100 a week, and here you said $100 a month. She came upstairs, she was harassing you. One of the things she was harassing you about was rent and money. Okay, so you called the police on your mother.
Right.
And then?
They said, leave us alone. Then I went to work the next week, 5 o'clock at night. I came home. We're upstairs, minding our own business. A knock on the door. I was like, what's going on? So I went down. It was a marshal saying she had to leave right this instant. 2 days later, I get served saying that I hit her. I never touched her.
Good.
Ever.
Now where are you living?
We're living at a studio place.
Nice. Away from your mother.
Away from her, exactly.
Away from your mother. Very good. If you don't like living with your mother, move out. How old are you?
Exactly.
How old are you?
37.
37. Time to be on your own.
Right.
With your girlfriend.
Absolutely.
It takes you a long time to make up your mind. What stuff do you claim your mother kept from you? Because the marshal came, the marshal allowed you to take stuff with you, and you were only coming from a room. Do you remember you told me that? So now I'd like you to tell me what stuff that your mother disposed of or kept from you.
There was a room with an attic where I had a lot of stuff, but I have pictures here.
When the marshal told your girlfriend to leave, did she leave?
Yeah, she had no choice.
Did she take your daughter with her?
Yes.
Where did she go?
We had to go to a hotel.
And did you, after that date, do you remember what that date was?
I believe it was around,
5/16.
5/16.
After May 16th, pay careful attention, did you ever go back to your mother's house to get any of your property?
I went back once.
On what date?
Probably a week later.
23rd.
23rd.
And who did you go back with?
By myself, I called the police and they gave me
An escort.
an escort. Yes.
An escort. So you went back by yourself in your car?
Yes.
And you took property from there?
What I could take in a little car, yeah.
We're talking about on the 23rd, Mr. Handley. You were there with a police escort. Did anybody prevent you with the police escort? Because I call the police
Sure,
to find
sure.
out. Did either your mother or your stepfather prevent you from taking anything else that belonged to you on the 23rd?
No, they didn't prevent me, but I noticed some stuff was missing.
The case is dismissed. We're done.
No, please, can I?
We're done! When was the engagement over?
The engagement was over when she left August 28th
Of this year?
of this year, 2016.
I'm not interested in March of 2015. What's next?
I have court papers right here I was hoping you can help me with because I've not seen my son since
I can't
September 25th.
I can't help you with that. Did you file for visitation?
Your Honor, yes, I have. But
And
she's
what-
been ducking me. I have not seen her.
You mean she hasn't been served?
She has not been served because I've been trying to get her served at her job, but she has not been working there. I've been looking for her.
All I can do
and I
is
cannot
all I
find
can
her.
do is
She
tell
has
you-
the
I'm going to tell her something. I don't have the jurisdiction to order visitation. Do you understand?
Yes.
All I can do is tell you this. You have a son together? Do you have a son together?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
How old is that child?
10 months.
You left in August?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
Do you work? Do you work?
Yes, I was working.
Did you work?
Yes.
Did Mr. Benson work?
Yes.
Did you work the same hours?
No.
When you worked, who took care of the baby?
I only worked on Saturday. At the time, him.
Eventually, he's going to have visitation with his son. And a judge will order that he have visitation with his son. And when it was convenient for you, when you wanted to work, you found nothing inappropriate about his behavior, so that you left an infant with his father to take care of. So eventually, Mr. Benson is going to be smart enough to either retain a lawyer or himself say that to the judge. Till she left, she worked on Saturdays, and I took care of my son. She left me in charge of my son. So it's going to be a very hard uphill battle for you to say, he can't see him now because now he's dangerous, now that it's no longer convenient for you. If you don't get along with him anymore, that's your business. If he doesn't get along with you, that's his business. But the two of you made a child together, and the child has two parents. And both parents are entitled to be in that child's life. And it is inappropriate for one parent to deprive another parent, put your hand down, to deprive another parent and to deprive a child of the input of a second parent because they don't get along anymore. And whether it was an acrimonious departure or whether it was a happy departure is not relevant. Not relevant. Your son has a right to have the input of both parents, and you picked him. Okay. Now, that's as much as I can do to help you. Now, what you have to do is to get her served. Hire a process
Your Honor,
server and get her
it's hard
served.
when you're dealing with someone that's a liar and a manipulator, okay?
Listen
The last time I saw my son was August 25th. Okay.
Mr. Benson, you're not listening to
You're not listening. Mr. Benson, when I did not abuse him at all, Your Honor, and this is why I haven't seen my son.
Mr.
Okay, I've been under emotionally distress.
Sure.
I'm going to throw you both out. You're not listening to me. I told you I have no jurisdiction with regard to granting you an order of visitation.
I understand.
I've told her what I thought as someone who sat in the family court and worked in the family court for a quarter of a century. And if you get a judge who has appropriate experience, the judge is going to tell you the exact same thing that I did, that you're not supposed to be manipulative with regard to a child that the two of you made together. It was your choice to make a child with him. That's all we're going to talk about with regard to visitation.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Glavin, I read your complaint. About 2 years ago, you and the defendant moved in together and you bought a television set. And you split the cost of the television set that you bought 2 years ago. How much did you put in?
$300.
And you put in $300.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you split up. Now it's 2 years later. She kept the TV and you want your $300.
Yes, ma'am. That was the terms that we agreed to when we split up and split all our stuff.
You mean she agreed to give you the $300?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that correct?
Not necessarily.
What does that mean, not necessarily? Don't be stupid. If either you agreed to give him $300 or you didn't agree to give him the $300.
Well, he said that he didn't necessarily need the $300 at the time when we were first...
Did you look at me? Don't look at the floor.
Yes, ma'am. When we were first going through the whole breakup situation, he said that it wasn't necessary to give him $300, and I offered, and then I changed my mind.
I want you to tell me exactly how it happened, and don't fumfa.
What does that mean?
Don't waff your answer.
I'm not waffing my answer.
Now, he says that you agreed when you were splitting up the property that you would keep the TV and you would give him $300, and your response to me was not necessarily. So now I want you to tell me exactly what happened.
I offered to give him $300.
What? No, tell me what you said to him.
What I said
He
to him?
said, do you want the TV or do you want me to take the TV? If I take the TV, you give me $300. I want to know what was said, not I offered.
Sorry, I'm trying to process, so I word this correctly now.
Or just word me the way it happened.
I'm telling you the way it happened. He didn't... I'm sorry, one moment.
I can tell you if you want, ma'am.
I offered. I didn't agree to anything, and he accepted my offer to give him back his money after he said it's not necessary for you to give me the $300 when I was taking the TV.
What property did you keep that you would acquire together?
That we acquired together? The only thing that he had helped pay for that I kept was the TV.
Okay. And what did you take?
I took nothing that we acquired together.
Is that correct?
Yes, but we only paid for the TV together.
Well, where is the TV now?
The TV is at my apartment.
At your apartment? Well, somebody's got to get the TV and somebody has to pay their share. And I don't know if it's $300, but if you agreed to give them $300, televisions depreciate. They don't stay the same. It's not worth the same now. If she went, you see, if neither one of you wanted the TV, Mr. Glavin, if neither one of you wanted the TV, what the court would do is say, you find somebody to buy it and split 50-50 the proceeds. That sounds fair, doesn't it? Because nobody's going to pay $600 for a television set that you bought 2 years ago and used for 2 years.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, do you want the TV?
Yes, I do.
Did you offer to give him the $300, and did he accept that offer?
He didn't originally, and then he did.
I did accept the offer.
Originally?
Originally, I accepted the offer. Originally, she said, she was the one that made the original offer of $300. I told her I don't necessarily need the money, but I will accept the offer. And that was the final terms.
Okay, fine. Now, you want to go into this telephone?
Yes, ma'am. When we were still living together at my parents' house before she had moved out, she had taken my phone.
On what date?
On what day?
What date?
I don't know an exact date. Very late October.
Did you subsequently live together after that?
No.
Okay, so late October she left.
Late October. And she saw a text from one of my friends from Orlando, and it made her very mad. And she took the phone and she pressed it against a side of a dresser for leverage and snapped it in half. And after that, I paid the insurance cost, which was $150.
Tell me your version of the phone.
We did live together after I broke the phone because we were still together. We were living at his parents' house at the time because we were in between leases. We were waiting for our next lease to start after our last lease had ended.
This was after our lease had ended.
Yeah. And I was sitting next to him on the bed one night, or it was about the middle of the day, and he was talking to someone, and I asked who he was talking to, and I saw it was some girl from Orlando, and I asked to see the messages, and he said no. So I took the phone, and it was a message. It was a conversation in regards to him cheating on me, and it made me very angry because he...
So you broke the phone?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean...
Good. $450. $300 was an agreed upon arrangement between the two of you for the TVs, which I'm not going to get involved with since you agreed to it, and $150 for the insurance for the phone. We're done. The cabin itself was $860.
Yes.
And you went there with your 4 children and a pet.
Yes. My total cost.
And you stayed there on the 6th.
We stayed there on the 6th.
Did you stay there on the 7th?
We did.
Did you stay there on the 8th?
No. We left on the 8th early.
You left on the 8th?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you didn't stay either the 8th or the 9th?
No.
And then you, sometime thereafter, complained to whatever banking institution it was that was handling these transactions, and you were issued a refund.
Well, they falsely advertised. So when we rented the cabin, they advertised it as zip lining.
May I say it, please?
Yes. Yes. So my family and I...
Just a second.
Yes, Your Honor.
Which is why we're here today.
That's right.
Because you believe that you are entitled to, you say $842.60. That's what you're suing for. How much was taken out of your bank? Is that what was taken out of your bank?
That exact amount plus some small fees.
$842.60. Okay, now you're going to tell me why you don't owe him that money.
Well, they falsely advertised. So when we rented the cabin, they advertised it as zip lining.
May I say it, please?
Yes. So my family and I...
Just a second. So sometimes in the wintertime there's skiing.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Skiing's very good.
And you were going in what month? August. So you weren't going skiing?
No.
Well, this says cheap ski and zip lines, okay? Yes. I read your answer, and your answer says that when you got there were no zip lines.
They had closed their doors.
Well, they don't own the zip lines, right?
But they...
Just pay attention. They don't own the zip lines.
Right.
There was no skiing either, right?
No.
You could have found out that there were no zip lines too. All you had to do was make a phone call.
Well, the zip line was there when we rented it. If it closed its doors, so we rented it in June, or paid it in June, July 14th, which I have a picture, they closed their doors. And if we had been, Wrightwood's a small town, if they had notified us, I think it's their responsibility as a cabin to notify us.
It certainly is not their responsibility to notify you. It's your responsibility. If you like hiking, if you like fishing, if you like zip lining, it's your responsibility. They rented you the cabin at the time that they rented you the cabin based on this. If I assume that this is advertising, this was perfectly accurate. At the time you rented it, it was perfectly accurate.
Yes. I also sent Barbara an email letting her know that my whole family was coming out, my daughter from New York, my other daughter from Northern California, specifically for zip lining, and that's why we were renting the cabin.
You know, the world is all about your responsibility. Your children were coming out. You get on the phone and say, by the way, not to them, to the zipline company, which was operational when you rented the cabin. If you have any doubt whatsoever that it's in operation, then you get on the phone and you say, is it in operation? But you can't just stop payment on leave. You rented the cabin. Somebody may just want to go there for hiking and not ziplining. I certainly wouldn't want to go any place for ziplining. I might want to go for the outdoors and walk around trails if it's pretty there. But I don't understand why it was paid for, why you left.
Because there was nothing to do. Wrightwood's a very small
town. You have children who came to visit you from thousands of miles away, and you have this lovely cabin, and you couldn't find something to do with your children for 2 other days, like go out and prepare great dinners and sit around and talk to each other. I assume you don't see each other regularly.
We don't. The older ones, no.
And you're telling me that there was nothing that you could do with your family that you don't see regularly if there was no zip lining in what looks to me like a beautiful environment?
Well, we weren't enjoying the environment, and my children didn't want to stay.
Yeah, well, then you have spoiled children. But it's not their responsibility to keep you abreast of the comings and goings of business. You rented the cabin, you rented it for 4 days, you have a responsibility to pay for it, and you have your responsibility, because there's no false advertising here. You paid for something, you saw this, you liked it, you knew there was no skiing. At the time that you rented it, there was in fact zip lining. It closed subsequently. I mean, I'm going to give you an example that is way out. What if it closed the day before you got there because there was a death? You think you would be entitled to your money back?
No.
But what if it closed 2 days before you got there because somebody who was ziplining got disconnected and broke their neck, and they closed it down until they figured out whether it was safe? You think you'd be entitled to your money back?
No.
I always get nervous when I see people with a whole lot of papers in front of them, especially people who have been in an ongoing custody problem for 2 years. So I'm going to simplify this for you, because sometimes in this job I have to handle cases that I know absolutely nothing about. Historically, I know everything about this case, despite the fact I've never seen you. The two of you were together, you had a child, and you separated in 2015. And since that time, there has been an ongoing acrimonious relationship which culminated just recently in a custody decision. So far, am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
There you go. And the custody decision was something that you didn't like, because it awarded Mr. Kittle, according to what I read, 50-50 custody. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And this is something that you did not initially agree to.
It's okay with me that the decision was
That's
made.
not what I said. I said you did not initially agree with it. The answer is, if you initially agreed with it, it wouldn't have been in court for how long?
It's a year and a half, so almost
A year and a half. Because if you would agreed with, is it a boy or a girl?
a boy.
If you agreed with your sons spending half the time with each parent, you wouldn't have been in court for a year and a half. Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
Okay. So now, this is what your lawsuit is for. First of all, how old was your son when you separated?
2.
2.
And I'm not going to ask Ms. Kraft this question because she didn't give me a truthful answer when she swore to her complaint. How long were the two of you living together prior to separating?
3.5 years.
That is untrue, Judge.
What?
That is untrue.
I read what you wrote here. Mr. Kittle,
Yes,
when
ma'am.
your son was born, was Ms. Kraft living with you?
Yes, she was.
Was his birth a natural birth?
Yes,
Who took her to the hospital?
I did.
Not her mother.
No, not her mother.
You did.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even know she said that.
Just a second.
I'm sorry.
Just a second.
Okay.
You did.
Yes.
I never said my mother took me. We were on our way to a barbecue at his father's house that day.
Listen to me. I don't believe a word of what's in your papers. Do you understand? You said, I never lived with him. I always lived with my mother, but all my things and my son's things were at his house just because.
Not all my things.
Let me see.
Some of my things.
Just a second. What you said was, Christopher and I dated for 4 years, have a 3-year-old son. We never lived together, but I was keeping my and my son's stuff there, furniture, TV, toys, etc., at his house because I was living with my mother.
Because we were planning on moving in together and getting married and having a
I don't
family.
believe what you're saying. Anyway, 2 years later, you want all this stuff back.
I wanted it back
I'm not
from day
asking you a
one.
question. I told you I don't believe you. You just have to understand. I read it. I didn't believe it when I read it. And I for sure don't believe it now. Because there's no question. Son was born. He drove you to the hospital. Who took her home from the hospital?
I did.
Of course.
I have a
And when
text-
you...
Sorry.
I'll get to you. I mean, if you want to make a fool of yourself, you can do that. I'll be more than happy to let you do that. When you took her home from the hospital with your son, was there a room ready for your son?
Yes.
Was there a crib there?
Yes.
Who bought it?
Her aunt bought the crib.
Her aunt bought the crib.
Right.
And had it delivered where?
To my house.
Her
That
aunt
is
who?
incorrect.
Her aunt who?
I don't remember her name. Her dad's sister. I don't remember her name. Laura, I think it is.
It was delivered to my house. It has the address, and I have a receipt with my address on it at my mother's house.
I don't care. I don't believe you. Neither did the family court judge. That's why he was awarded 50-50 custody.
I have a message from Christopher claiming that I never lived at his house.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Now, if that's your case, was there a trial with regard to custody?
Yes, ma'am, there was.
Did each of you have an attorney?
Yes, ma'am, we did.
You have an attorney?
Yes.
How many witnesses did you call? Called yourself?
Yes.
Who else?
My mother.
Who else?
I think that was it. They also called police officers.
They called the police officers from an incident allegedly 2 years ago.
Yes.
And after the entire case, what happened to the temporary restraining order that you filed against him?
It got dismissed.
Dismissed.
Mhm.
Okay. And how many allegations did you file against him with the Department of Children and Family Services?
2.
And what happened with those cases?
I'm not sure. I think
Nothing.
they were, nothing.
Nothing. And the judge, after you filed those cases, awarded him half custody. What days do you have your son with you?
It was 5 or 6 DCFS reports, and I have my kid Friday. Every Friday we swap, so it's 50-50. So I pick him up at 6 p.m. on Friday, and then, vice versa.
And how long has that been going on?
Since she did the order of protection on me, so 2 years.
So that's been in effect for 2 years?
Yes. They consolidated both the custody and the order of protection to save us some money.
When was this final order delivered by the court after the
March
trial?
31st. The judgment you're talking about, the custody judgment?
I'd like to see it, please.
Okay.
And the order of protection ended November 18th, 2016.
And I highlighted with the juicy stuff.
And I never objected
I'm not
to
s-
the 50. Sorry.
These were the findings of the court after a full trial. Although the parties never married, they lived together for the first 2 years of life and were engaged to be married. They split up in the fall of 2015, and mother moved in with her mother. After this case was filed, a temporary order of protection which provided for week-on, week-off parenting time. So that's what the judge found. I didn't even read this. After a full trial, that's what the court found, that you and defendant lived together.
So it doesn't even matter that he admitted I never lived with him and I have that message?
Listen to me carefully. It matters to me what the court found after a full trial.
But we're not here about custody right now because it's still an open case.
I'm not listening to you. I'm reading. You have another child from another relationship who was living with whom when you were living with Mr. Kittle?
With me and my mother, and we'd stay
Okay,
the night
so
at
the
Mr.
child-
Kittle's house.
I can't get a straight answer from you. Who was the child living with?
With me.
Her older child.
Yes.
He was not. He was
I'm not
attending
listening to
school in
you.
Belleville. He doesn't have any proof that I was living with him either, and I have
Very
proof
good. Your
that I
case is
wasn't.
dismissed. Primarily because you didn't listen 3 times when I told you not to speak. But mostly because you have no case. And you better get used to the fact that when you make a baby with somebody, that baby has 2 parents.
I understand.
Not just, no, clearly you don't. Clearly you don't. Because after everything was done and you got a final custody decision, which I haven't even finished reading, but it was clear that the judge didn't believe a lot of what you said from my quick perusal of this decision. What happens, unless you learn to get along with each other and co-parent this child is, and I'm telling you from reading what little I did from this judge's order, he's going to end up with full custody of the child because this judge is not going to take nonsense from you. It's clear to me. I'm just telling you, this judge who heard your case is not going to take nonsense from you. If you find a reason to fudge with the custody arrangement, because this man is not giving up. And what happens in situations like this is if there is an obstreperous parent who undercuts another parent, what's going to happen is you're going to lose custody of this child. I just want you to understand. I'm giving you the benefit of my crystal ball. He's keeping all the stuff that's in his house.
Even though
the
I have
judge found
receipts.
I don't care if you have receipts. I don't care if you have toilet paper from here to Pluto. The judge found that you lived together and that you were unemployed since 2008. Do you want me to read the finding?
Yes, my mother bought
just
all the
right
items.
here.
I even have
Just-
bank statements.
Mother lives in Belleville with her mother, her brother, her 8-year-old son was born of a previous relationship. Mother is a student. She was last employed in 2008. So
a
that when you were
full-time
living with
student.
him, when you were living with him for 2 years, unless you had some other form of income, he was supporting you.
My mother.
Your case is dismissed.
Ma'am,
Listen
He
to
never-
me. Listen to me.
he
Her
never
case
supported
is
anything of mine.
dismissed.
I got to
Listen to me carefully. I read your counterclaim, which you would never have filed but for this ridiculous lawsuit that she filed.
No.
Am I correct?
Yes.
Because I
just wanted to be
have-
over.
What? You want it over.
Right.
I understand that, and you're right.
I just want my
She's-
property.
You can't have it. It's not yours.
It is mine. I
Your
have
case is
receipts for it,
dismissed.
and it
We're
was
done.
paid
Put her
for.
out.
Ma'am, you excused.
You're withdrawing your counterclaim, correct? Yes, you are.
Oh, well, the deductible. Can I just?
We're done.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Burns, this is your complaint. You had purchased a car.
Yes.
You were behind in the payments.
Yes.
Mr. Kimball owns a tow truck, and it is his job on behalf of lending institutions to repossess property that has not been paid for. So your car was parked either on the street or in your house.
Yes, in front of my house.
And this was September 25th last year. Neighbor came to you in your house and said, someone's taking your car. You got outside and you saw Mr. Kimball in his tow truck down the street with your car attached.
No.
Tell me where you saw his car.
I observed Mr. Kimball at the end, like a block away on the passenger side of my car, removing items. At the same time, I was talking to the police when the neighbor had came and got me. I live in a high crime neighborhood area, and first thing she said, it's a black tow truck, and they took your car and went and rode off.
So the car was attached to the tow truck?
Yes.
That's what I said.
Yes.
Now, at the time, you knew that you were behind in payments on the car.
Actually, I had spoken with the guy who...
At the time, you were behind in payments on the car. You acknowledge it.
Yes,
here.
I knew I owed some.
Right. So, an intelligent man would know that if you were behind in payments on the car, they may come and get it. Not definitely, but they may come and get it. Well, that was what he was hired for. Who hired you to do this job?
Northwest Repossession.
Do you know who hired Northwest Repossession?
The company would be Quality Auto Sales.
Did you buy your car at Quality Auto Sales?
Yes.
Well, they're the people that hired his company to get their property back. So tell me what you did.
Okay, when I observed Mr. Kimball at the end of the block removing items, I caught him on the passenger side of my car. At the same time, I was talking to 911 because I figured my car was being stolen. I had spoke to the person who I previously bought the car from, and everything was fine.
I don't believe that, and you don't have that person here.
Okay.
Okay, because the person that you bought the car from hired his company to repossess your car.
Okay, at the same time.
Okay. So now, just tell me what you did.
Okay, I talked to the police. I asked him who was he. He never identified who he was.
Just a second. I want to know what you did. You ran to the end of the block where he was.
No, we drove to the end of the block and I observed him.
Who drove?
My wife did.
So your wife drove in her car?
Yes.
To the end of the block, and then what did you do?
I was on the phone with 911 and I told them that I see the guy right there.
Just a second. I didn't ask you what you told anybody.
Okay, I didn't do
what
anything. I approached him and asked him who was he.
Just a second. So you approached him?
Yes.
Where was he when you approached him?
The passenger side of the car.
And what did he say to you?
He didn't say anything. He just got up and ran around to the driver's side of the tow truck. And by me living in a high crime neighborhood area, if he would have told me who he was, the situation would have been ended. He didn't identify himself or who he was or who had sent him. It's normally known in my neighborhood. I just live in Chicago, high crime area, and they known for taking cars on tow trucks and driving off. You never find your car again. I asked him who was he. He never identified himself in a professional manner. So I proceeded to talk to the police. I'm like, he right here. He tried to run around and jump in the car. When he jumped in the tow truck, he tried to close the door, and I'm like, he never identified. I'm like, who are you? I'm steady asking him, who is he? He never said anything. So I'm telling the police, next thing I know, he put the truck in drive and almost hit me with the tow truck, so I had to grab on to the handle. It's a safety bar on the side of the tow truck. When he drove off, like in a high rate of speed. So I wasn't finna let him get out of my sight because he never identified himself. I feel if he would have identified himself.
I know that you said that already. What I'm hearing is, and reading,
yes,
that you wrote, you jumped on the sideboard.
Yes.
Okay, you jumped on the sideboard and held onto the sideboard.
Yes.
And he was driving off.
Yes.
At a high rate of speed.
Yes.
And then what happened?
He veered on the south side of the street, crashing into some parked cars with me stuck in between the doors.
Now you tell me your version, because we'll get to what the lawsuit is about, because he filed charges against you for assault.
Yes.
You say that they were false. Now he's going to tell me his version of the events. Go.
Hi, Your Honor.
Okay, you were hired, that's your job, to repossess property that hasn't been paid for.
Correct.
You got an order to pick up his car.
Correct.
Start from there.
Okay, so I picked the vehicle up, Your Honor. About 7 blocks away, I secured the vehicle.
How many blocks away from his house?
About 7 blocks.
Go ahead.
So as I was securing the vehicle to my tow truck, Mr. Burns came up to me and he was very defensive.
Don't tell me what you thought about his posture.
Okay. He asked me, what were you doing? What are you doing?
And what did you say?
I said, sir, your car's up for repossession. He said, the car's not up for repossession. He got aggressive, started coming towards me. I backed up. I kept backing up, and I went in my truck. He said, put the vehicle down before I beat your, excuse my language. I told him I can't put the vehicle down until I close the door. He did not want to hear that. He stood on the running board. I put the vehicle on drive because it was already secure. I started driving at a slow speed. He grabbed onto the steering wheel, and then we had smacked into a car. Prior to this, before he had jumped on a running board, he hit me in my side about 2 or 3 times.
Where was he when he hit you in your side?
He's standing on the running board of the truck.
Okay, so he's standing on the running board of the truck, and you're inside the truck.
Correct, I'm sitting.
And he's standing on the running board.
Correct.
And how did he hit you?
He punched me to the side, so like in my ribs. So if I'm sitting here right now, and he's standing right here, he would hit me in my side.
Where was the car that he drove up in?
I have no idea, Your Honor.
You didn't see a car?
Well, he was parked in the street, in the city streets, so every car is parallel parking. There's tons of...
From his house, he said his wife drove him to where you were.
Okay.
Did you see her?
When he approached, there was a female in the car, yes.
Did you see what she was doing as this was going on?
She was just sitting in the vehicle.
Now, when you say you secured the vehicle, what do you have to do to secure the vehicle?
You have to put a safety chain on the vehicle, so the vehicle, when you drive away, it doesn't fall off. So
Okay.
for safety
But you did, in fact, drive it away a certain,
Yes.
you said a few blocks.
Correct.
How was it attached to the tow truck then?
Well, because when you pick the vehicle up, it has claws, a mechanism that sits where the tires are. So it sits on the tow truck. You can continue to drive away, but you go to a certain distance to secure it. This way, when you're on the highway or something, you know, if the car, if it was to fall off, it's not going to hit somebody or et cetera.
Okay. So then you stopped, when you felt it was safe, you stopped to secure it.
Correct.
Do you have a police report?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to take a look at it. And do you have the work order to pick up the
Yes,
car?
I do.
I'd also like to take a look at that. Do you have any other police report?
No, this is all they gave me, ma'am.
Do you have any police report?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to see it.
Your Honor, may I say something?
Yes.
Upon the accident, when the police arrived on the scene, I left in the ambulance because I was injured. And when I got there, they signed me out, and they came with that charge that he talking about that I hit him. That's what the officer said. Not the police officer, but the sergeant, because the other officers was like, man, we didn't even have time for this. You know, you should have left the scene. That's what the black officers, they was just saying all type of observe.
Just a second. Don't tell me what anybody said to you,
Okay.
Mr. Burns.
Okay.
You were wrong.
No.
You were wrong.
No,
He
ma'am.
had authorization to take, just pay attention.
Okay.
He had authorization to take your car. You had no business. You had no business to get on the running board of his truck to endanger him, other people that may be out there. I know you're shaking your head no. I know you're shaking your head no. Bottom line is, he had the right to have possession of your car. That's what this order says. He had the right to have possession of your car. You had no right to take control of his car by getting on the running board. And because you did that, you caused an accident. Miss Russell, did you and Mr. McNulty ever live together?
Yes, we did.
From when to when?
We lived together from September 1st to November 12th.
Of last year?
Yes, of 2016.
But that was after your daughter was born?
Yes, that's correct.
I'm talking about prior to her birth.
No.
And at the time that she was born, were you and the defendant still dating?
No.
When had you stopped dating?
In September of 2015.
Your complaint indicated, the first couple of lines, that Mr. McNulty did not know he had a child due to some, use the word mix-up, for the first 4 months of her life.
Mm-hmm.
Was that a mix-up because there was someone else who was originally named as the father?
There was. I was dating someone.
Okay. So there was someone else who was named as the father. And what prompted you to take another step towards finding that Mr. McNulty, who actually had a paternity test, was the father of the child?
He contacted me asking for it, paternity test.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
Honestly, it was crazy how I found out about it. I just found out through a picture online, and I saw that the child looked like me, and I just kind of had this crazy hunch that it might be mine, so I contacted her and got the paternity test done, and
Just a minute. When you contacted her, where was she living?
It was Lafayette, Indiana, which is about an hour and a half from me, almost 2 hours.
With whom?
Her sister.
And in what month was that?
I can't tell you exactly. I want to say it was around September.
So you're talking about September of 2016.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, when you found out that this little girl was yours, according to what I read, you invited her to come to move into your house.
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
I invited her to be closer to my daughter, and I told her that she could live with me until she got on her feet, found her own place. I wanted to be closer to my daughter, and I just wanted to be friends with her, co-parent.
Do you have any other children?
I do not.
Do you have any other children?
No.
And I assume you didn't have your own place to live?
Not at the time, no.
When you moved into Mr. McNulty's house, you have a house?
Yes, ma'am.
How many bedrooms are in the house?
3.
Your daughter had 1 bedroom?
Correct.
Did you have the other?
Yes.
And Mr. McNulty the third?
Yes.
So you were living there as 2 parents of a child. You were not a couple. Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
Okay. Now, an incident occurred in September wherein you claimed that Mr. McNulty damaged your car, took your cell phone, and threw your property out.
He threw some of my belongings out, not all of them, and it was in November.
Would you like to explain to me, Ms. Russell, why this man who actually tried, at least on the surface, tried to do everything in an appropriate fashion, contacted you to find out whether he had a child, bore the expense probably of a paternity test, found out that this was in fact his child, and you were, for all intents and purposes, homeless. You didn't have your own residence. He invited you to come to stay in his house, your own bedroom, because he wanted to, he uses the word co-parent, he wanted to be closer to his child. You want to tell me why he would do such dastardly things? You want to tell me what happened?
He came home with a woman, and I told her to leave, and she didn't know that there was a baby and another woman there. So she agreed to leave.
She didn't know there was a baby and another woman there?
Yes.
You mean you, the other woman?
Me and my child. She had no idea we were there, and she gladfully left.
Okay.
He, in a rage, headbutted me twice, threw me against a wall. I got away from him by pushing all I could away from the wall. And running to get my cell phone to call the police, which I did. The operator told me to go into the...
Don't tell me what the operator told you.
I went into my daughter's bedroom. There are no locks on any of the doors in the house, not even the bathroom. So I tried holding her door shut until the police arrived. And I was instructed to get out of the house.
Don't tell me what you were instructed to do.
Okay.
Just tell me what you did, what he said to you, what you said to him.
So I was able to get out of the house with our daughter, and the police came. They took our statements, and they instructed him
Don't
not...
tell me what they said unless you have a police report.
I do have.
I'd like to take a look at it. Well, it appears that from the police reports, at least, after speaking to you, that you did not report to the police that he head-butted you twice. What the police officer noted after conversation with you, that you told the female to leave. She stated that Corey became angry, pushed her, and put his forehead against hers. That's what the officer said.
That was incorrect.
That's what the officer said.
Mm-hmm.
She had no complaint of pain and no visible marks of abuse. She further stated she really didn't want him going to jail, but separated from her for the night. He argued with the police, probably a little drunk, but
I was
totally
more
wrong.
upset
Not
about getting kicked out of my own
wrong
house.
that you were being kicked out of your own house, where plaintiff neither pays any of the bills,
Yes,
nor
ma'am.
is it her home. However, you did separate to the extent that you slept it off in the garage.
No, negative, ma'am.
Where did you sleep?
I went to my buddy's down the street after the police officer told me to leave. He gave me the option to go to jail or leave, so I left.
Okay. Did you come back the next morning?
Yes, ma'am.
What time?
It was around 7:30.
Okay. And when he came back at 7:30, I want you to tell me what happened.
He never left. I saw him walk in through the garage, which he was sleeping in his sleeping bag in the garage.
Fine. So he was, but he didn't bother you. Whether he was sleeping at his friend's down the street or in a sleeping bag in the garage, he wasn't near you for the rest of the night.
He was instructed not to come into the house.
Listen to me carefully. Not to come into his own home.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on. You have 3 complaints. Your complaint is that he took your phone.
Yes.
That he damaged your car.
Mm-hmm.
And that he has your stuff. I've read the police reports. So let me tell you what the police say you told them. The second police report indicates that you went to the police because he was still there. And when the police came back with you because you couldn't find your cell phone. And when you came back with a police officer who notes that Miss Russell advised that she wanted to gather a few things from the home and that she would be going to stay with a family friend. That was the next morning. Officer Vasquez went back to Miss Russell's residence and observed Corey had placed all of her belongings in bags outside of the residence. Miss Russell gathered what she could fit in her vehicle and advised she would need to come back later for the rest of the items. Miss Russell further advised that she noticed a dent in her 2007 Jeep Patriot and believed Corey may have done it, but wasn't for sure.
I was certain.
Just a second. That's what it says here. Noticed a dent. She believed he might have done it, wasn't for sure. Miss Russell was able to leave the scene without incident. I want you to tell me, what proof do you have for the three things we're talking about? What proof do you have that he took your phone?
So when I went to sleep the morning of the incident, when he was supposed to leave the house, all of three of the bedroom doors in the hallway were open. When I woke up, one was closed, and my phone that was sitting on my nightstand on my charger was gone.
Where's her phone?
I don't know, ma'am. The police escorted me out of the premises.
Next. I don't care.
Next.
The police escorted him out. The next thing that happened was 7 o'clock in the morning. You saw him walking in from the garage. Okay. Dent on the Jeep. I don't care.
Next.
The police escorted him out. The next thing that happened was 7 o'clock in the morning. You saw him walking in from the garage. Okay. Dent on the Jeep.
He admitted to me that he did it.
Okay. When was that?
The morning of around 7:30, before when I was on my way out to go to the police station to make the report. I looked at my vehicle and I angrily said, "You dented my Jeep," and he said, "Oh well."
I did not say that, ma'am, no.
Next.
Next. The officer who made the note that all of my things were on the porch, they were not all of my things. I did not go into the house and collect my things. Him and his stepfather put my clothes in bags and some of my small belongings. I even have a picture
Just a second. Do you want to tell me what you claim he still has that belongs to you?
I have a list.
Tell me.
So I have my dineware set, my wine glasses, all of my kitchen utensils, all of my cookware, all of my baking pans, crock pot, oven mitts.
Just a second. When did you move in with all that stuff?
When he came to get me at my sister's, his grandmother paid for a moving truck, and my sister helped us move all of my belongings from her apartment into the moving truck, which we brought to his house, which has all of these items.
Okay. Can I see that bird?
And I also have I have a
second.
picture, if you want the pictures.
Do you have her TV?
I do not, ma'am. I have enough TVs in my house to
Just a
need
second.
another.
Did she move in with the TV?
She did.
Where is it?
I put everything of hers on the front porch, and she left it there for a couple days. So
you don't know where it is?
I left it out there, and I told her it's her problem to get it. I didn't put it on the garbage.
Well,
or
but you
nothing.
know a TV was not noted by the police.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that? Okay. Do you have anything in your home now
I do not.
that belongs to her? Okay. Now I'm going to see the bill for the 47-inch TV. I'd like to see the paid bill for it.
I also have a picture coming up that has my placemats and a picture of him with those placemats just 2 weeks ago for the items that he says he does not have in his home.
Okay. So the television set was $479.91. What are these things?
Everything on the list is stuff I've purchased, but the ones that I highlighted are the ones that he still has in his possession.
And what's this supposed to be a picture of?
That picture matches the small photograph. The photograph has my placemats at my apartment. He has the exact same placemats in that picture at his house. It's proof that he does still have my items that he is claiming he does not have.
I don't care. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $994. We're done.
Your Honor, I
We're
still have
done.
evidence.
We're done.
What about my vehicle?
He's not paying for your vehicle because I have a police report where you say I have a dent in my car. I think Corey did it, but
I didn't
have no.
say that to the police officer.
Well, that's
though.
what the police officer says. We're done. Mr. Siebold, Miss Clark is the daughter of your girlfriend,
Yes.
and she has two children, two small children.
Yes, that is correct.
There came a time when, for whatever circumstances, she came to live with you with her two children.
Correct.
When was that?
That was in late of 2016.
And when did she leave your residence?
That would be in October of 2017.
So she lived there for a while.
Yes.
Your complaint is twofold. You say that she's responsible for you having to break a window in your car.
Correct.
Because of something that happened with one of her children.
Correct.
And the child was in danger. So you had to break the window in order to extricate the child from the car. You're going to tell me what happened. When did that happen?
That happened in August of 2017.
That happened June 8th.
Is she correct?
As far as I'm aware, to my knowledge, it was in August.
Whatever it is, she lived there subsequent to either June or August for several months.
Correct.
Second part of your claim is for cost of getting a dumpster to remove some property that she left behind when she moved out. All right, why don't you tell me whether it was in August or June, why don't you tell me about the incident that occurred that required you to break your own car window?
Okay. On the date in question, basically, I was upstairs.
Not basically.
Well, upstairs, I was in my room, and then Ms. Clark comes upstairs and says, Michael, I've locked Brooklyn in the car. My response was,
just a second, I've locked
the kids in the car. And I said, okay.
Just a second. Do you remember that? No. You don't remember going upstairs to get him and saying, I've locked the kids in the car? You tell me how it happened. Because you did lock the kids in the car.
No.
Who did?
My mom.
Okay, where were you?
I was following close behind her. I was getting the
Just
diaper.
a second, so you were there?
No, I was getting the diaper bag ready.
What?
The diaper bag.
Don't move. Well, that's not what you say in your answer. You say in your answer, Michael had given the keys to the car to my mother, who went with me to the car and put my daughter in her car seat, who went with me.
I was following close behind her. I was getting the diaper bag ready. I went downstairs and my mom was banging on the car window with my daughter locked inside.
Where was Michael?
Upstairs.
Who went to get him?
My mom.
Your mother or you? And what were you doing?
I was outside in the driveway with my daughter.
Who was in the car?
Yes.
So your mother went to get Michael?
Yes.
Do you remember that?
No.
She went to get him?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. So as Ivory came up to tell me that the child was locked in the car, first response out of my mouth was, you need to call a locksmith. So I go downstairs. I'm getting dressed. I'm rushing down so I can go down to see what's going on. Brooklyn, who was in the back passenger seat.
How old is she?
At that time, she was probably just a little bit over a year, maybe. And she had the keys in her hand. And I'm like, Brooklyn, can you push the button? She's pushing the lock key because it simply makes the noise. Well, with my car, once you disable it, if you push the lock key too many times, you can't get in. So the locksmith showed up. So the locksmith comes in. He tries to jimmy the passenger door. He can't do it with the Slim Jim. At the same time, they're on the driver's side with me. We're trying to see if we can get inside. Tina is on the other side, on the passenger side, and she says, Michael, something's wrong. And I said, what do you mean? She says, Brooklyn just passed out. So I go to the other side. Brooklyn's passed out. She's kind of leaning to the side. My response was, I need to break my window. So I go to the garage, I grab a hammer, and I smash the hammer about 3 or 4 times into the window. I'm able to bust open the window. Once we get Brooklyn out, Tina grabs Brooklyn, takes her to the garage where there's some shade. So we're waking her up, giving her some water, making sure she's okay. Meanwhile, Miss Clark is standing in the driveway, just kind of standing there and not really doing anything. So I kind of looked at her and I said, okay, this was your fault. You handed the keys to the car to the daughter while you're putting her in the car. I said, you're going to pay for my window. And she says, okay, I understand. And I said, now when we're done, I'm going to go get some dummy keys made so we can go and make sure this doesn't happen again. After that, following day, I scheduled for a window to come in. The window repair guy had to take it to my mom's house. He brought the window, repaired it. Following day after that, I had to go and get the dummy keys made.
Do you have a bill for the window?
Yes, I do, ma'am. And I also have a picture of the damaged window if you'd like to see it.
I'd like to see it. Which window did you break?
This was the front passenger window. And I also have text messages between me and Ms. Clark about the window and her paying me.
May I see it?
Yeah. This is when she was stating after she gets her taxes.
Well, you told him you would pay for the window.
I probably did, but I don't remember.
Okay. Now let's get to the dumpster. You moved out on what date?
I don't remember.
What date did you move out?
It was in late October of 2017.
And what did you have to get a dumpster for?
Well, Ms. Clark, when she left, she ended up leaving some stuff in the room. She left some mattresses and she left all kinds of trash and junk and things inside the room. Also, when she was living with us, she ended up causing some damage to some of my furniture.
I don't want to hear about that.
Okay.
I don't want to hear about while she was living with you. So she left mattresses and some other junk.
Yes. I have pictures of the room of what
I'd
it
like
looked
to
like.
see it.
So there's tons of different items inside the room, but the reason why we had to get a dumpster was because we can't throw the mattresses in the regular trash, because where we're at, you have to have a dumpster big enough for all the mattresses to fit in there, but not go over the top.
The mattresses were not mine.
Whose are they?
His. He paid for them a long time ago.
Well, that doesn't mean that they're not yours. Did he pay for them and give them to you to use?
I was underage. They are not mine. It was not my responsibility to take them with me.
What about this? Is this your responsibility?
Yeah. I wasn't worried about cleaning up the room.
Just a second. I'm just asking you, is this your mess?
Yeah, when I left.
Okay. How much did you pay for the dumpster?
Dumpster in total was $310.
May I see the bill, please?
Yes. And then I also do have a quote for the Sidewinder keys if you want to see that.
What?
The Sidewinder keys that were needed?
No, I don't care about that. Did you use the dumpster for any of your own things?
The most that we used it for was for hers.
That's not what I asked you. Did you use the dumpster for any of your own things?
The furniture that was ruined due to the time she was living there, I threw some of it in there. We haven't done everything yet because it's already getting on the way.
Just a second. Is the dumpster still there?
It hasn't been delivered. They have a specific drop date that is being delivered. We had to wait based off of their time frame. So everything was paid for. Everything's been sitting there.
Very good. So
everything's in the garage ready to
$250
go.
for the window, and you are getting rid of some of your own things in the dumpster.
It's everything
Yes,
of
I was
hers.
told that they had gotten...
Shh, don't speak. Well, you just told me that you were getting rid of some of your own things. You said some of my things, but that they damaged when they were living there.
Right, because it's no longer usable.
Those are your things that you are disposing of.
It's not by choice. That's the problem.
I don't care.
It's not by choice.
I don't care. The truth of the matter is she's living with her mother and her mother's grandchildren.
Well, technically, they're living
Just a
with
second.
me. The house
I don't
is
care.
mine.
With your consent. But
Correct.
she is living with her mother, with her grandchildren.
Correct.
With your consent if it's your house. But if she's living there for over a year, you may have had some sort of a kerfuffle in October. But if you were dissatisfied with the way she was taking care of the property while you were living there, you should have told her she had to move well before October or September or August or June. Do you understand? And if you're getting rid of the furniture now, that's your problem. Now, this is a mess. Did you clean this up?
Yes.
It's a question. So just let's be clear. Now you're going to give me easy answers that I can put in a box.
Okay.
Where did you put all the stuff?
Everything is in the garage.
All this junk is in the garage.
Except for the trash bags.
Is what you're telling me that even the stuff that was pretty disposable, you just didn't put in trash and put out?
No, everything that could be thrown away at the time was thrown away. We had other trash that was in the garage from Miss Clark when she had moved in. So all of that is combined with what was in the room and some other furniture and things that she had throughout the house.
Okay, so she's going to pay for half the dumpster. Now, what I gather from what you say to me, sir, is that nothing has been disposed of yet.
Right, because they have to drop the
Not a
dumpster.
because. What I'm gathering from what you say, nothing has been disposed of yet.
Correct.
So far, she owes you $400. That includes half the dumpster. Now, you have a counterclaim. He's not giving you any money. What property do you want back?
All of my children's things.
What?
My children's things.
What things?
A jumper, a walker, a playmat, a booster, a bumbo, the playpen.
You have all those things? I assume you haven't thrown those things away.
A lot of the things that were damaged, that were busted, we threw out.
Just a second. She just listed a whole bunch of things. Do you have any of those things? A playpen?
I don't.
A jumper?
No, we don't have a playpen. When she came back to get her stuff.
Just a second. Its stuff is here. I see it.
Can I see the photo?
It. It's a bit. Yeah, you gave it to me.
Right. When she came back, when she left in October, she came back 3 days later. And when she came back with Mr. Padilla over there. They came back, grabbed the dresser, the playpen, and a few other items that they did not take.
When they initially left.
Your Honor.
Right.
Stand up, sir. Stand up. Move over here.
Okay.
Move
All
over
right.
here. Now you're two people, two very strong people, and you came back 3 days after, or 4 days after, or 5 days after you moved out.
We did not go back. So he gave us that night to remove all of her belongings.
Just a second. So what you're telling me is you did not go back to the
No,
residence?
we were not allowed back at the residence. We were not allowed inside of the residence after we were kicked, or after she was kicked out. So that night.
Where were you staying?
Where was I staying? At my mom's house. That was where I lived
What is
with
that?
at the time.
What were you doing there?
What was I doing there that night that I went to go back to get her?
Well, but go back.
I mean,
Get
I was
her
trying to help her out. I mean, I'm not going to let my girlfriend just be on the streets, you know? And that's what they were doing. But he gave us that.
Just a second. What is it that was left in the house that you need now? I assume you live together?
Yes.
That you need now for your children that's in the house. I'm asking, don't look at her list. I'm asking you, what is it that you need now for your children that was left in the house?
We had to go repurchase everything.
You bought whatever you needed.
Yes.
So you don't need anything that's there.
No.
Shh, good. Fine. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $400. Your counterclaim's dismissed. We're done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Johnson, you and Ms. Page are connected because you each have a child who has the same father.
Yes.
Would that be you?
Yes.
And it is your claim that the defendant came to the house. You live together?
No. Well, as of now, yes.
As of?
Back when the case happened, yeah, we did live together.
And while you were living together, it is your claim that the defendant came over one evening, assaulted you, and vandalized your car.
Yes.
The defendant denies she was even in town on the night that she's alleging that this happened. And she has a counterclaim. She says that you've been harassing her. She believes that you somehow vandalized her car with some foreign object in her gas tank. She's got a counterclaim. Okay, when did this incident happen?
On May 5th.
Of this year?
Yes.
What time?
It was about 12:30, between 12:30 a.m. and 1 a.m.
So tell me what happened.
Okay, Your Honor. On the night of May 5th, me and Gary were celebrating Cinco de Mayo. We had some margaritas and tacos, and then we were going to call it a night around 12:30. Gary goes to bed, and his phone just starts to ring right before I lay down. And it's an unknown call constantly coming in. So eventually I answer, and it was
How many times did it ring?
probably about 5 missed calls.
Okay.
And so finally I pick up, and it's Zuri on the other line, and she's like, where's Gary? And I said,
Now, do you know her? Had you met her before?
Yes.
How many times?
We've known each other for over 3 years.
So you knew her voice, or she identified herself?
Exactly, yes.
What did she say?
She said, where is Gary? I said, he's asleep. She said, he's been at my house for 3 nights. And I said, well, that's impossible because he's been home. So she's like, well, where is he? I said, he's asleep. She said, wake him up. So then I wake Gary up, and I hand Gary the phone, and he's like, this is a joke, just hang up. So right before I hang up, she says, open the door. Right before we opened the door, it was a knock maybe 5 seconds later. So Gary runs to the door and looks in the peephole, and he can't make out who it is. She's like leaning on the door. So then I look in the peephole, and I said, Gary, this is a Zuri. And Gary's like, is it? So he looks back in the peephole, and then I yell, we didn't open the door yet. I say, Zuri, why are you at my house at 1 a.m? She's like, I need to speak to Gary. I said, okay. So then Gary's like, well, what do you want? So immediately I call the police. And I said, I need a police officer dispatched to my location. So Gary goes and opens the door, and she's extremely intoxicated. She's like, I need you to come to my truck. And Gary says, why? I'm standing behind Gary. Gary has his hands on the side of the door. I'm standing behind him, and she's like, well, I need to speak to you. I need you to come to my truck. So then Gary's like, well, what do you need? Then she calls me a drunk and just starts like talking crazy and calling me names and says I'm scary. And then we started arguing. I'm still in the back of Gary. So then she reaches under Gary and grabs my hair and pulls me into the hallway. And then that's when we start to fight. I have pictures of bruises, scratches, and everything from that night.
I'd like to see them, please. I'd also like, did the police ever respond?
Yes, they did.
I'd like to see the police report.
Okay. There's also pictures in there of the broken window as well.
Well, I see the window. We haven't gotten to the window yet.
Okay.
Now, there are pictures here of a broken windshield.
Yes.
And the police report is clear that after the police came to discuss what happened to you, you were sort of reluctant to speak to them and a little, according to the report, a little intoxicated yourself.
Yes.
A sergeant also responded to the location, and it was the sergeant who observed the broken windshield on the car, and they identified the car as belonging to you.
Yes.
They went back upstairs to speak to you. At that time, since you believed she had broken your windshield, then you said, well, that's enough. I want to press charges. So that's how we're here.
Exactly.
Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
That's what I get from reading this report. Okay. What time had you parked your car that evening?
I would say about 6 p.m.
Now, you told me before that you and Gary were living together at the time.
Yes.
That's not what it says in here.
Yeah, Gary was living with me on and off around that time.
Well, now it is. So Gary was living with you on and off.
Yes.
Lisa, that would be you, right?
Yes.
Lisa said that Gary, her child's father, was only there to watch their child. Lisa and Gary were no longer in a dating relationship, nor was blank and blank. I assume her and somebody else said that even though that they had problems in the past, they had not seen or spoken to one another in quite some time. Lisa claimed to have no idea why the defendant and her friend arrived at the door. Now, you didn't tell me about a friend.
I was getting to that part. Gary pulls us apart. Her friend runs in out of, I guess it was someone she was riding with in the truck. She runs in and pulls me back. Gary pulls Azuri back, and they stop the fight. Azuri then snatches away from Gary and runs out the front door into the back of the parking lot. Her friend then leaves out the back door to the parking lot where they were parked at. I went back in the house right after, and that's when I would say maybe literally 2 minutes later, the police showed up. The police asked me what was going on, and I told them that it was an
I got what you wrote, what you said to them. I read the report. Okay, Miss Page. Ball's in your court.
Honestly, I have no idea what she's talking about.
Okay.
I was out of town that week at my mom's. I wasn't even there. I have not spoken to Gary, to her. I do not associate myself with them whatsoever. And this has been going on for 3 years. Ms. Johnson has followed me to 3 different jobs.
No. We're talking about
This came out of
something, Miss
nowhere.
Page, entirely different, following you 3 jobs. If your testimony is, I was out of town at my mother's house, then you have nothing to add to your testimony. Then I have to make a decision as to whether or not I believe her or believe you. Do you have any witnesses to testify that you were out of town that evening?
Yes, my fiance dropped me off to my mom's.
Great. That would be your witness. And you have a witness what happened that night?
Yes.
You have Gary.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't actually have to hear either one of them. I just have to make a judgment as to whether Miss Johnson caused little marks on her face and whether Miss Johnson took a rock or something and busted out the windshield of her own car that night and then decided to blame it on you. I have to decide whether that happened. I don't think that happened. So I'm quite sure that your fiancé would say that he dropped you off at your mother's house, and I'm quite sure that Gary would say you came to the house and there was a fight. So, do you have an estimate for the windshield?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have it fixed?
No, ma'am. It's still not fixed.
Where is it?
It's at home. I've been riding with it with plastic on my window, which is, it's really hard because I have to have my son sit in that back seat.
Okay, that's $330. Now, I assume that you did not seek any sort of medical treatment that night?
No, ma'am. It was just scratches and bruises.
Well, I see the photographs, and it does look like there was quite a fight.
Yeah.
Precipitated by your arriving that night, either drunk or sober.
I was not there.
How old is your child with Gary?
Mine, she's 3.
And yours?
2.
2. You have a boy or a girl?
I have a boy.
Does Gary see your daughter often?
No, he is not allowed to. He was court ordered not to be left alone with any children. He was found unfit.
By what court?
Champaign County.
Is that correct?
That's what she say.
What does that mean?
I'm saying that's what she say. If she don't got no paperwork saying I can't be around my kids.
Are you around your son?
Yep, every day.
Well, then evidently it doesn't apply to that child.
I have no idea.
When was the last time he saw his daughter?
I actually have no idea. The only time he is allowed to see her is when my daughter is at his stepmom's house, and then he sees her over there when he goes.
So your daughter does go to his family's house?
His stepmom's, yes.
How often?
Maybe once every other week, and she'll probably keep her for a couple of days to spend time with her.
And so he is permitted to see her there?
Yes, he has to be supervised.
Okay, so he's not permitted around other children. He has supervised visitation with his daughter for whatever reason. I don't know what the reason is. There are all kinds of reasons, both valid and stupid, for making those kinds of orders. I'm thoroughly familiar with both the valid ones and the stupid ones, and that has nothing to do with you. I'm talking about judges making orders for good reason and orders for stupid reasons. It seems to me if you're not capable of having unsupervised visitation with a 3-year-old, you shouldn't be capable of spending time every day with a 2-year-old. So clearly this had more to do with you than with a child, to me, in my head, but that's only me in my head. Anyway, you owe her $1,500. You owe her $300 to fix her car, and the rest is for coming to the house in the middle of the night and picking a fight and assaulting her.
That was not me, Your Honor.
We are done here. Your counterclaim's dismissed. Ms. Rodriguez, what I read is a complaint that suggests that you and the defendant, who were friends and perhaps in a relationship for a brief period of time, had a falling out. And during the time that you were friends, whatever relationship that was, according to your complaint, you brought a television set that was yours to the defendant's house.
Yes.
When did you do that?
That was in June of 2016. Excuse me.
Is that right?
No.
When was it?
It was June of 2015.
That sound right?
No.
Okay. To what address did you take the television set? To what address did you take the television set? You know the address.
It would have been in the Powderhorn community in Minneapolis.
My tiny house.
When did you move from there?
It was August of 2015.
Got it?
Yes.
So it was 2015 that you brought the television set to her house?
Correct.
Better. And in what month and year did you ask her for the television back?
I asked her back for the television in July of 2016.
Why was that so difficult for you to tell me?
It was a little bit of confusion. With
Well, that's no confusion. If you insisted that it was June of 2016 and you asked for it back a month later, well, that sounds to me as if it was perhaps a loan for some reason, which we'll get into. If she had the television for over a year, it may suggest something else. Do you understand? So let's try to give me answers that are truthful rather than those that create a story for you.
Yes,
Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Now, in what month and year did you purchase this television set?
The television set was purchased back in August of 2011.
So now the television in August of July or August of 2016 would have been 5+ years old.
Correct.
And tell me what kind of television this was.
It was a Philips Eco 32 LED.
And do you have a receipt for that television?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to take a look at it.
And then that is the credit card statement in which I purchased the TV.
No, I just want to see receipt for it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you purchased this, according to this receipt, for $389, and when you brought it over to her house, it was 4 years old.
Yes.
Now, where were you living at the time?
I was living at my parents'.
And where was this television?
The television was at my home. When I was staying with them, I had purchased another TV, so it was an extra spare TV.
And your parents had their own TV?
Yes.
So this was one that you were not using?
Right. It was
one that you were not using?
Correct.
You upgraded. Now, I want you to tell me the circumstance, because now you want the TV back. Had a kerfuffle. I'm not interested in an awful lot here. This is the main thing that creates this lawsuit. So, according to you, she asked to borrow it.
Yes.
Tell me the circumstances surrounding her asking to borrow the TV.
The circumstances were that she could, being the friend that she was,
You're making up a story now because I can tell. That's my gift.
Okay.
That's my gift. It's all going over here.
All right. She asked to borrow the TV, in which I agreed upon. When I asked for it back, though, I expected it to be returned.
Even you don't believe that. I said, what were the circumstances? You know I have friends. And sometimes if I go to their house, I'll bring a bottle of rosé. I'll bring a bundt cake. Mm-hmm. But I actually have never brought over a TV to someone's house. Now, I've upgraded televisions over a period of time. Sometimes you move and you say, well, you know, this one was fine, but I could use a bigger one. And you have all these old TVs that are worth zero.
Sure.
A 4-year-old TV that you bought 4 years ago is worth zero. If you went to sell it, you'd be able to sell it for $25, maybe at a flea market. Mm-hmm. So now, since I don't believe you, I'm going to ask her the circumstances surrounding you bringing over the television set. Got it? Well, did you ask her why she brought the TV?
She said because we didn't have like an adequate Netflix or we couldn't watch things together, so she brought over an entire TV.
What kind of TV did you have in your house?
I think I had like a computer screen monitor. It was maybe smaller than the one in the corner there.
And when she came over for the next year, did you watch TV on this TV?
Yeah, she was at my house several times. She had my spare key. She used the TV at my house as well.
I never had a spare key to your house.
Yeah, that's a lie.
Never.
Listen to me.
Yes, ma'am.
Never do that.
Yes, ma'am.
Is TV still working?
It was the last time I saw it.
Where is the TV now?
She introduced me to my last boyfriend, and it was a very abusive relationship. He tried to kill me, so I just left everything in the home. I don't know what happened after that.
And when did that happen?
That was March of 2016.
And after March of 2016, you had no contact with this television, with this 32-inch television.
Exactly.
When was the argument you had with the plaintiff?
June of 2016.
June, after that. So I assume that you were still friends before that.
We were still friends on the basis of people knew our relationship together, and they came to me every time she was in an alcoholic binge or...
I just wanted, did you have contact with her?
Yes.
You did. Were you aware that she had been in a relationship with someone that terminated? Just look at me. Don't think of how this is going to help your story.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Want me to repeat the question?
Yes, ma'am.
So you can process it.
Yes.
No. Were you aware that she had been in a relationship with a man that terminated?
Yes, I had introduced them to each other.
So you were aware that in March of 2016 she left that relationship?
It was actually February.
Before?
Yes.
Great. And did you know where she went to live?
She didn't go anywhere. She actually still lived in that apartment. When the case happened with them, restraining order was put against him, so all of his belongings were still in the home that they lived in on University, the home that I actually continuously went to, and my TV was still there.
She says she hasn't seen the TV since March of 2016. Is that right?
I moved out of the house in August, but I feel like all of his stuff has started, like he had a police escort come and start taking his things around June. I feel like it might have been May, actually.
Okay. You don't have the TV anymore.
No.
And the TV has no value. So I actually don't believe you that this was a loansy. I think that you got a new TV. This TV was valueless. Even if it had a value, today's value, maybe today's value a year later, maybe somebody would buy it at a garage sale for $25. I'm not awarding you anything. Okay, let's go to the next item of business. The next item of business is a cell phone. Now, I want you to be careful, Ms. Rodriguez, because so far I didn't believe the first story you told me. So that makes your testimony suspect. You want to tell me the day and date first that your cell phone got broken.
It was October 6th.
October 6th, what year?
2016.
Where?
It was at her apartment. Her different apartment. She had moved to Powderhorn.
Now I'm going to ask you a really important question, Ms. Rodriguez. Easy enough to verify. In October of 2016, when you were in the defendant's house, did you see your TV?
No.
Right. Perfect.
No.
Perfect. You want to tell me what you were doing at her house on October 6th?
I had went to peacefully try to resolve and getting my television back. My sister had gone off to college, and I had wanted to give her that TV to use during college.
Okay, but you didn't see the TV there.
I didn't see it there.
Right.
I tried to peacefully resolve.
Well, how do you want to peacefully resolve it? How do you peacefully resolve it? You know I'm not believing you, right?
Correct.
You know I'm not believing you.
Sure.
Okay. So you got to the house. When immediately preceding October 6th, had you gone to the defendant's house before?
No.
No. You mean October 6th was the first day you were ever at her new apartment?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. How did you get her address?
A mutual friend of ours had provided it.
Okay.
You stalked me.
Now, let me go back a second to this other nonsense that you're suing her for, which is gas money.
Sure.
Okay. Now, tell me when you believe she owes you money for what trip? When did you go on a trip that she owes you gas money for?
We had went to it.
Day and date.
We had went on a trip in June of 2016 to a festival in Michigan.
June 2016. Okay. And who drove?
I did.
So you picked her up?
Yes.
Did she go into the house?
No.
Let's get back to the phone. October 6, 2016, you went to her house to, according to you, resolve the issue of the TV, which you didn't see in the house. And?
It went very, very badly.
Well, no, I want you to tell me what happened. You went in there and you said to her, she said to you, did you call first before you went over?
No.
So you went over unannounced. What time?
It would have been at 4 p.m.
It was later than that.
What time?
I think it was like 5:36. I was just getting off of work.
Okay, keep going.
So I had gone in, she had let me into the apartment, in which a fight escalated. She had...
No, I want you to tell me what you said to her and what she said to you. She was coming home from work.
I said once again from the text messages that I sent her, it had been a really long time. All I would like is for my TV back. I would like to be done with this friendship and to call it quits after that. She didn't like that fact, so then it escalated into a scuffling match where she actually physically dragged me out of the apartment.
Are you telling me that at that time she didn't say to you, I don't have your TV?
Yes, that's what she told me. I
Okay,
didn't see. I didn't
just a
see it in
minute.
her apartment.
And you said to her,
I
just a second, don't make it up. She said to you, I don't have your TV. Look around my apartment. I don't have your TV anymore. And what did you say to her?
It just basically, I just started announcing that I was really upset with the fact of that she would be this spiteful towards me when I was being nothing but helpful.
What were you being helpful about?
Helpful by letting her use my TV, transporting
no, you gave
her
the
to
TV. You gave her the TV a year before. You changed your mind.
I didn't give her the TV.
Okay. Yes, you did.
No, I
okay,
didn't.
so you come in, you see there's no TV. She says, I don't have your TV anymore. What else were you fighting about, Ms. Rodriguez?
It was just that specifically how spiteful that she was in this entire relationship. Friendship.
Relationship.
Oh, heck.
Don't.
I don't swing that way.
Don't speak.
Not my type.
Just a second. Don't.
Excuse me. Sorry.
I had recited that she had been very spiteful.
I heard she had been very spiteful. Okay, and she told you to get out. I don't have your TV.
And then it started turning into a shoving
Well,
match.
how did that come about? She told you, get out. I don't have your TV. You had to leave.
She kept throwing a lot of slurs at me. She kept pushing me and shoving me, and then eventually it just got into a scuffling match where she basically dragged me outside. She went back into the apartment, came out with my phone, threw it, hit the pavement, shut the door.
Did she tell you to leave her home?
No.
You mean she was pushing you out the door, not telling you to get out?
No.
Ms. Rodriguez? I don't believe you. I don't think I'm ever going to figure out exactly what this case is about, and quite frankly, I don't care. I'm not wasting another second worth of time over a 5-year-old television set that you gave her as a gift. We're done. Your case is dismissed. Pay attention to me. He painted the side of the fence that faces his property a red stain. I'm forming a visual.
Here's a perfect visual picture.
I want you to answer my question.
Okay.
So he painted the fence that only the side that faced his property, a fence that you put in the contract he was to pay for half of, a color that he wanted.
No, I didn't agree to a color he wanted.
No. What he did was he painted the side of the fence. You know, you're obstinate. He painted the side of the fence that faced his property, a fence that he was required to pay half for.
Which did not.
You're not paying attention.
Okay, all right.
A color that pleased him. That's what you're complaining about.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now I'll take a look at your picture.
In the pictures, it does show the property line where the fence is built on my property. He had to trespass onto my property to paint the fence.
Is what you're telling me, sir, that by walking up to this fence to paint it or to have it painted, he was on your property?
Yes, ma'am.
Baloney. Baloney.
Well, he was, ma'am.
Baloney.
There's pictures there that show
Baloney. That faces his house.
It may face his house, but it's on my property. I paid $4,500. He paid $7,000.
Now, this is the color that you're complaining about?
That's the color of my house. That's the color I painted without any question my fence.
Just a second. You painted this, so this is what you look at.
Yes, ma'am.
That matches the trim of your house.
Yes, ma'am.
And this red here
faces my house. My house is in the backdrop.
Just a second. This is your house.
Yes, ma'am.
On the other side of this is his house.
A complete property over.
I want you to answer my question.
Yes, ma'am.
You have a complete fence around all the property.
Yes, ma'am.
The only way you can see this color is by going around all the fences and looking from his side of the property.
No, ma'am, that's not the only way.
Well, what other way can you do it? You can do it with a drone.
It's completely visible to the rest of the neighborhood, anybody on the street, anybody on the sidewalk.
Who cares? That has nothing to do with you. They may like this color. It has nothing to do with you. So your house is completely surrounded by a fence that's painted this dark color that's consistent with your trim on your house, which it absolutely is consistent with the trim on your house, and that's the only thing that you see when you look out your windows. Am I making myself clear? Do you understand
I understand.
that? Want to make sure that 10 million people understand this. When you look out your kitchen window, your living room window, your bedroom window, your bathroom window, the only color fence you see from inside your house, from your backyard, that your children see, that your grandchildren see, that your wife sees, is this color fence. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Sonkrant, this used to be your boyfriend. It's not your boyfriend anymore. While he was your boyfriend, the two of you went on holiday together, decided to get matching tattoos. He didn't have any money. You laid out the money for his tattoo.
Yes.
Sometime way after that, he used your credit card to purchase furniture. So there was a loan for furniture for his apartment.
Yes.
He still hadn't paid you for the tattoo, right?
Correct.
Forget about the tattoo. Do you still have the tattoo?
Yes.
Do you still have the tattoo?
Yes, but it's covered.
But what?
It's covered.
It's covered with what?
Writing.
What did it say?
It was a K with the heart, like a king.
It's what?
K with the heart.
K with a K with a heart. Is that your name?
No, it was king and then mine was queen.
I really have to get my hearing checked. I swear. God. Everybody better go to articulation classes.
That's not going to happen.
Okay, now, you moved into an apartment, you didn't have any furniture.
Correct.
And how did you get furniture?
Miss Sonkrant offered to get
What did she
furniture
say?
for me. She knew that I didn't have any furniture, so we went to the furniture store, and she helped me pick it out, basically.
Okay, great. And do you remember how much it was?
Not off the top of my head, no.
But you were making payments on it.
Not really.
You never made any payments on it?
No.
Never?
No.
Really? When was it purchased? In what month?
I would say September-ish, yeah.
And it was bought on credit?
Yes.
How much was it?
It was $2,235.54.
Well, what kind of work were you doing, Mr. Nichols?
Worked in a factory. I was a machine operator.
Still there?
No.
What are you doing now?
Right now, I'm currently looking for a job.
So you don't have a job?
No.
And what kind of furniture did she buy you?
It was a Serta mattress, king size, and the bed frame, and the TV.
And you have a new girlfriend?
Yes.
Do you watch the TV with your new girlfriend?
Yes.
And you sleep on the mattress and the frame?
Yes.
You think it's right that the plaintiff pay for that?
I mean, it was a gift.
It might have been. I'm just asking you if you think it's right that she pay for it.
Me and him were together.
I didn't ask you a question.
Okay.
Do you think it's right that she pay for it?
Yeah, I should pay for it? No, I don't think it's...
Bird, that one's irritating me. Would you get it ready?
Sure. Ma'am?
You don't have to bring your new girlfriends. It's annoying. Do you understand?
Yes.
Just annoying. Now, Miss Sonkrant.
Yes.
When did you and Mr. Nichols break up?
In the beginning of December.
When was the first payment due on the furniture?
What would have been September? October 24th.
Who made that payment?
He made that payment.
Show me.
I only have the bills. I don't have it showing that he paid, but I have evidence of him saying that he was paying me.
I would like to see that.
All these.
Isn't it nice I got rid of the new girlfriend? Just in case you think I'm going to be exceedingly hard on him, I just want you to read some of these emails back and forth.
Okay.
And I want you to tell me whether, based upon these emails, you would buy U.S. savings bonds.
Do they still sell those?
If you have confidence in the country. You told her you were going to pay her for the furniture. Unfortunately, your choice of language was such that the camera operator here can't take a picture of it because you only know how to express yourself using four-letter expletives.
I don't believe...
You don't believe what?
Where did I say that I paid her? I told her I was going to pay for it.
Would you show Shakespeare, please, the emails? In the emails is where you told her.
Yeah, man.
Now you see where you told her you were going to pay her?
Yes, I remember those conversations.
Good. $2,235. Judgment for the plaintiff. Good. So now you come home and you see that he has painted the fence that faces his property a color that you didn't like. And what do?
I went over to his house, went inside his house.
Just a second. Let's do this slowly. You went to his house.
I went to his house.
Was his door open?
The front door was open, the screen door was closed.
Did you ring a bell?
No, he saw me coming.
Just don't tell me what he saw. Did
No.
you ring a bell?
No.
Did you knock at the door?
No.
Did someone say, come in?
Yes.
Who?
He did, and his helper there.
So you
she
stood
actually
out.
opened the door for me to come in.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
You're his home health aide.
Yeah. I'm with him.
Do you live together or are you his aide?
No, we're good friends.
Okay. So she let you in. And where was he when she let you in?
He was sitting on his couch on the end of the couch.
And what did you do?
I stood back away from him at least
How
8
far
feet.
away?
I was at least 8 feet away. The coffee table and the living room distance was between me and him. I just stepped in through the door.
And?
And I pointed my finger at him like this and raised my voice and told him how mad I was and upset. And
I want you to tell me exactly what you said.
I said, I am so upset with you right now, Ron. I just don't know what to do. The only recourse I'm going to have is to take you to court. And he started calling me a son of a... And I turned around and left. As I got about 3 feet away from the front door, he still was calling me a son of a... and told me he was going to get even with me and take care of me. Well, I already know that he has a history.
No.
Okay.
Don't tell me what you know. So you said...
So, knowing that he has a rifle standing at his door, I turned around and went back in, and I said, are you going to threaten me?
No, just a second. Now, you're almost out the door. And when you went back in, where did you go back in?
I went back in about 3 or 4 feet closer to him.
So now,
there was a coffee table
where you were
between
8
us.
feet away, when you were pointing your finger at him.
I wasn't pointing my finger at him that time.
No, you were... Pay attention. When you were 8 feet away from him and pointing your finger at him, you were 8 feet away.
Right.
Now he says, I know, whatever, and you know he's got a rifle, and you know, so then you turned around and came back and went closer to him.
Yes, ma'am.
So now instead of being 8 feet away, you're 3 feet away.
No, I was about 4 feet away.
Now you're 4 feet away.
It does make a difference, Your Honor.
4 feet. So now you're 4 feet away. So what's separating you from where the defendant is sitting on the sofa?
The corner of his coffee table.
And then?
Well, first he repeats what I am again, and I said, you'd better stop saying that. You're not insulting me, you're insulting my mother.
Oh,
and I'm
get
not
over.
going to put up with that. I'm sorry, Your Honor, that's the way I was raised.
Come on, let's go.
So
let's go.
Anyway, he just kept saying it, and then he picks up a Pepsi can and throws it at me, and I swerved where he couldn't hit me with it. When I swerved, he still hit me in the chest.
Just a second. Are you telling me that the soda can, because he did throw a soda can, he says he threw it on the floor in frustration. I don't believe that because I read your answer. But now are you telling me that the soda can, pay careful attention because I have what you wrote. Now are you telling me that the soda can hit you in the chest? Be careful what you answer because you already made one mistake in what you wrote. Are you telling me now that the soda can hit you in the chest? Mr. Doherty, I'm going to start with you, sir. You wanted to rent a motorcycle for your son who was coming to visit.
Yes, ma'am.
And you had rented motorcycles for him to ride previously from the plaintiff.
Yes, ma'am, 3 times.
And how much do you pay for each use?
I think it was about $130.
A day?
A day, yes, ma'am.
And this last time that you reserved the motorcycle for your son's visit, how many days did you reserve it for?
For 3 days, ma'am.
For $390.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you personally call her?
I called, yes, ma'am.
And gave her the dates that you wanted to reserve the motorcycle?
Yes, ma'am.
What were the dates that you wanted to reserve?
That was Thanksgiving. That's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The 3 days starting with Thanksgiving of 2015.
So was that the 25th?
I think that's the 26th, 27th, and 28th.
26th?
27th and 28th, I believe.
And on what date did you call her?
I called on September 16th, 2015.
And then you found out that your son, for some reason, wasn't coming.
Right.
When did you call the plaintiff back and tell her that the plan had changed and you wanted to cancel?
That was September 17th, 2015.
And that's all documented. So far, is that all correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And how many motorcycles do you have?
I own 14 motorcycles.
And I assume that you have documents to show me that all of your 14 motorcycles were rented for the 26th, 27th, and 28th of November.
No, they weren't all rented at that time. That was pretty far ahead of time that he called.
So you ran his credit card for $390. He called you within 24 hours to tell you that his plan has changed. And you told him, according to your papers, that you had a no refund policy, that you would send him vouchers for another time. He said, I want my money back. And to make a long story short, they ultimately sided with him and took the money back from you. That's why you're here.
Ultimately, it went back into my account when he dropped the dispute at the end.
So what are you doing here? Go ahead.
Well, I'm suing for the NSF charges that I incurred for the money going in and out, the taxes that I had to pay, and the inconvenience of it all.
I'm not giving you a quarter. I think that you're a very bad businesswoman.
Ma'am,
I think
he
that you
called 3
are,
days later.
I think that
he
you
canceled 3
listen
days
to
later.
me. No,
My policy is no
hey,
refunds.
Miss Nola. Miss
It's in my
Nola.
policy.
I'm talking, you're not.
I understand.
I'm talking, you're not. Let me tell you this. I just went over with him the dates. And
They're not
I said,
correct.
is all, don't speak. I said, is all of that correct?
No.
And you said, you want me to play back the tape? You said correct.
The dates are not correct. The facts are correct. The dates are not correct. He called 3 days after he booked. I have
Great.
no consolation.
Just a second.
No
I'm
cancellation
speaking.
policy.
Hey, I'm speaking. Listen
No
to me.
cancellation policy.
I don't give a rat's
So why do people put these in
Listen to me. I don't give a rat's behind about what you're going to show me. I'm not giving you another penny. Not another penny. If the money went back into your account.
Because he was wrong. That's why he dropped the dispute.
No, let me tell you something. If I was in
Why
business.
did he drop the dispute?
If you're going to talk over me, I'm going to throw you out of
Why
here
did
and
he
not
drop
even
the dispute
explain.
would be my
Hey, just
question.
a second. If you're going to try to talk over me.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to throw you out.
Yes, ma'am.
It would be my pleasure anyway. In answer to my question, you did say the dates were correct. Then you changed. Don't speak. Then you changed it later when you saw the direction I was going in. That's number one. Number two, I asked you whether all 14 motorcycles were rented for that period of time, 26th, 27th, 28th. Your response to me, because it's on tape, was, no, they weren't. And he called pretty far in advance. So the second thing is that you suffered no damage as a result of his canceling because the rest of your motorcycles weren't rented. He only rented one. I'm not finished yet.
I understand.
I'm not finished yet.
I understand.
So if I were in business with a customer who had reserved and used my business before 3 times.
That
and
understood
they
the policy.
Hey,
That understood the policy.
Goodbye. Your case is dismissed.
That's
We're
great.
done.